Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, home of smoke-free slots and the highest payout percentage in the area. Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. More spins, more wins, more fun. Fresh off his victory in NL Rookie of the Month for the month of July, Isaac Collins delivered last night for the Milwaukee Brewers to keep their winning road trip alive. A 3-run home run, the only offense the Brewers needed in a 3-1 victory in the first of 3 against the Atlanta Braves last night. Quinn Priester was on the mound, so you knew the Brewers were going to win already anyway. 12 straight starts Priester's started. The Brewers have gone on to win the game. He's won 10 of those 12 starts. 7 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 4 strikeouts. Quinn Priester game only went 2 hours, 11 minutes. Some people ate dinner after it was over last night. 6:15 first pitch. Hey, speaking of which, that's what time it is tonight. Brewers and Braves. Pregame coverage starts at 5:40 following Jim, Matt, and Molly here on Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN. Football, a lot to talk about up in Green Bay. Nate Hobbs undergoing a knee surgery. That means the Packers might need some corner help. They signed Corey Ballentine back to the active squad. We'll talk about it on Wilde and Tausch coming up next.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
There aren't any Jasons 12 and under. That's a dead name.
Packers Hall of Famer, Mark Tauscher.
How many kids do you hear, hey, Marky? It might be almost to the point of Ruth.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio.
You love that name so much, you don't even go by it.
On 100.5 ESPN.
If you call me Mark, I'm fine. I like my name. I like my name a lot.
The ESPN Wisconsin app.
Wilde and Tausch.
And ESPN Madison on YouTube.
It's Wilde and Tausch, isn't it?
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
The back where we belong. Well, not really, because Tausch is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios, but I'm back home, and I'm being held out of practice this week. Doctor's orders edition. Speaking of not practicing, Nate Hobbs had a surgery, and he may be ready for the opener. They hope he'll be ready for the opener, but hope is not a strategy edition. And the having broken down the film, say this, I want to see Mark Tauscher anchoring in pass protection against one Buckingham U Badger. I think we can make that happen edition, because it seemed like a pretty good setup, pretty good competition when they were together yesterday at the ESPN Madison Open at TPC Wisconsin, benefiting Mentoring Positives edition of Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and, of course, everything you need on the all-new, all-redesigned, all-free ESPN Wisconsin app, which you can find in both the Android and Apple app stores. I'm Jason Wilde, back in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios, and day 2 of his triumphant return from his summer sabbatical. He is the Packers Hall of Famer. He is Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. So what are you laid up? You got bad foot? What's going on?
I got a little turf toe, which I have a
sure
greater...
that's not gout?
It's not gout. No.
Positive.
Yeah, well, I did see a medical professional.
Okay.
Who was happy to inform. I told him, considering he has cared for Mark Chmura once upon a time, I said, Chewy thinks it's gout. He said it's not gout. But, yeah, I had a bit of an episode a couple weeks ago, and I kept limping around on it and made it worse, and now I've jacked up the tendon in my big toe, which, again, greater appreciation for the newly minted Pro Football Hall of Famer. Because
Xavier McKinney.
No, he's not eligible yet. Someday, though, much like Charles Woodson. Sterling Sharp, who went into the Pro Football Hall of Fame and had all those turf toe problems where he couldn't practice all week, and then he'd take a pain-killing injection, and then he'd ball out on Sunday. I can see why that was a debilitating thing to deal with for him. It's not pleasant. So I have been I'm allowed to cover the game on Saturday against the Jets. And I am permitted to go to locker room as long as I don't stand there for too long. But otherwise, as you can see,
you're
I'm
telling
sitting.
me you're not going to go and watch practice with turf toe?
I can't stand for 2 hours
you can
and walk
sit
to and from
down.
practice.
Go
You're
grab
not
a
allowed,
bench.
You're not allowed to sit at practice.
Come on.
Dude.
It's true.
Get a boot and go watch practice. This can't be accurate. This can't be. You're telling me because you got a small case of turf toe, you can't go watch practice?
I as much as I respect your toughness, I'm going to follow doctor's orders. So I appreciate your
Jesse,
concern.
is this crazy? This is crazy.
I'm not going to dive into anyone's medical situations and tell everyone who's crazy and who's not. You get squirrely doing that when it's Elton Jenkins and other professional athletes. I'm not doing it for
But
Jason.
Jason gave us his health update. It's one thing if they're like, let me tell you something. Domofsky's not going to hear this report and say, ooh, I'm going to go step on Wildy's toe because I want to have better coverage in the Channel 3000 Wildy Tausch crew.
I wouldn't put it past him.
Wow. Domofsky's a snake like that? Wow. Whoa. I did. Okay. Well, anyways.
Oh, snap.
So, Jason, again, man, I don't want to belittle you, but
you are.
No, I'm not. But
yeah, you are.
You guys are missing games and players, and this is your job. This is your job. So you going out there, what if you stood for an hour and then left?
I'm just all I'm telling you is that the Packers team physician told me that I can't practice this week. I can't practice. So
You saw Doc McKenzie?
I did.
Yes.
I don't think I can say this, but I'm going to anyways. I don't think Jason can even talk about injuries anymore with players.
No,
I'm being dead serious.
You can't do that.
No, I'm being dead serious. Because I am not. I have had plantar fasciitis where basically the bottom of your foot is ripped up and is just inflamed. You can't sleep. It's miserable. I've had my fair share of injuries, and I'm not trying to belittle Jason. But turf toe,
it's just happening.
Guys play NFL games with turf toe. And now we're sitting here, and Jason's 53, whatever, however old he is. He can go to the game, but he cannot go and watch even a part of practice because Doc McKenzie, we all know Doc's conservative. This might be the most conservative. I think you go get a second opinion. I'm not. Because you don't want to.
No. So this was a minor thing for quite a while. And then I went to practice all last week, walked down. Again, Nate Hobbs' injury is way more important than mine. I will spend one more minute on this.
Unfortunately, you don't get to direct this. You can say this is what you're going to do, but when we're talking Nate Hobbs, this is all going to be related back to Jason's turf toe.
That might be the case when John Anderson's the cousin sub of the day, but not when old T's around here.
You think I'm going to let you talk about Nate Hobbs' busted up knee and not bring back the fact that you are soldiering through,
to be clear,
sipping lemonades and eating sandwiches while you're doing your job? Maybe you'll get that. I don't think you will, but maybe.
Again, to be clear, I will not be questioning the veracity of Nate Hobbs' injury. I won't be questioning it. I will be reporting it and discussing it, but I will not be questioning the legitimacy of it.
In fairness, we questioned Elton Jenkins. I think we put quotes around back injury.
I think so did Elton Jenkins.
Did we not put quotations? So if you're going to the old school, are you probable for Saturday? Like, is this for sure? Because you can't practice, you can't play. That's the old adage. How are you going to be, I can't practice, but now you're just going to, what are you, Charles? You're basically, is that why you brought up Sterling Sharp? Because you're trying to say you are the Sterling Sharp of beat writers?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna be ready on game day. It's all about being ready for game day. And you know what? I've been in the league long enough now that I've earned the trust to miss practice all week and then play on Sunday or Saturday.
I think you're a veteran who doesn't even need to go to the preseason game.
He's getting to be Cliffy. Like, is he getting to be Cliffy?
I'm on the little Lamborghini program.
Oh my God. I never thought I'd see the day that a beat guy who has not like had a major surgery is missing practice to just play in the games.
If I may.
Sure you can.
The most important thing that happened, Rodgers did play with COVID toe. He played with a broken pinky toe. He did not have COVID toe. He also did not practice a lot of times during that season, if you recall correctly. He just played on Sundays. So, again, him and I, very similar. Warriors, him and I.
Oh, my God.
So here's if I may, one last thing on this so we can get to Nate Hobbs, who's way more important than me.
Just don't tell us one last thing on this because that's not going to be true, but continue.
So we get done with the examination in the parking lot of the high school. He met me because Maddie had a run this morning. And we're done, and we're just talking about various things. And he looks down at my right Achilles, and he says, "What's with your Achilles?" Like, what do you mean? And if you look at, not that I'm going to put my feet up on the camera the way Aaron Rodgers did during that Zoom call, but I've got a bulge in the back of my right heel area, like where my Achilles is. And he thinks that I've got a pretty serious case of tendonitis, and he wants to get a scan on that so I don't go Damian Lillard or Tyrese Halliburton at my advanced age and blow out my Achilles. So this little turf toe thing may actually wind up preventing a more serious injury. So thank you, Doc McKenzie, for always looking out for me.
So is it your left toe and your right Achilles?
No, it's my right toe, right Achilles.
So it all, like the old doctors, the knee bone's connected to the T-bone and the okay.
So Ian and East Troy, can't Jason use one of those scooters that you kneel on to stay off that foot? I do have one of those. I am because I am such a committed, hardworking teammate. I am pushing to be allowed to go to practice on one of those. So Doc said not today for sure, but he doesn't want me at practice all week. I'm going to try and push because though
you're doubtful for tomorrow's practice, you're
I am
out
doubtful
today.
for tomorrow.
Okay.
I am hopeful for Thursday, and then I would say I'm probable for Saturday against the Jets.
Because you can sit down on your keister.
Because you sit, yeah, right. But look, again, in fairness, which I know you're not super interested in at the moment, you saw me yesterday at the ESPN Madison Open. I never sit when we do the show. I like my energy better when I'm standing. I was staying off of it because that is when it gets exacerbated. When I walk a long distance to and from practice, when I stand there for 2 hours. So I sat next to you. We had Bucky sit between us. And then I'm sitting now because I'm taking the pressure off my foot. So I appreciate your concern.
Yeah,
you and
can I
Paula,
ask one follow-up, though?
concerned.
Because you are not the king of follow-ups, as we saw with the COVID
Thank
Rodgers.
you. Thank you. I feel attacked.
What do you mean you feel attacked? Well, get over it. You're not being attacked. Okay. You pulled your toe out, and did you, lay on a bleacher? And was Doc McKenzie, kneeling down on gravel to look at your turf toe?
No, much like you.
Yeah.
He's got a lovely Chevy Tahoe. So he opened the driver's side back seat door and I sat there, and then he examined my foot in the parking lot that way, like sitting on like the doctor's bench thing.
But it's a bucket seat, right? Is he
it's a bucket seat. Yeah, so I'm spun.
Wouldn't it have been easier to
facing
go
out.
in the back and just put your keister up?
Again, I'm not here to question Doc McKenzie's decision making. He put me where he put me. He's one of the preeminent doctors in the National Football League. I'm lucky to consider him a friend. He is conservative by nature, and I'm just really blessed to have someone who cares about me and is willing to take a look at me to make sure that I'm okay.
How does he put this in his files? Does he type it in later?
I did not get into that discussion. But he I know Flea is on the case now too for me, so it's great. It's great to have outstanding medical people.
So now Flea is going to give you a course of treatment?
I don't think he's going to be overseeing my treatment.
Just so we're all on the same page, we got Hobbs where he's got a knee surgery that he's rehabbing.
Correct.
We got who else is laid up?
Quay
right
Walker
now?
working his way
down
back from ankle surgery. Yeah.
Yo, Flea, hold up on all that. We know Hobbsy. We probably want him back for Detroit, but we got a 30-year beat guy that's got a turf toe. We got to get him back. That's where we're at right now. Is that what I'm hearing?
You saw Doc McKenzie.
It's not where
in the middle of training camp.
Training camp, literally, he's bouncing back and forth 100 different places, and he's got Wilde strapped up to the top of a Tahoe, digging around his toes, saying, hey, maybe hit a pedicure once in a blue moon. You got all kinds of fungi up here, and you got Achilles that you pop. You need to take a beat. That's pretty special.
Yeah, I'm extremely thankful. It worked out great because he had to be at Lambeau at 7:30, so that's why he met me at the high school right nearby.
The team doctor. Blank he had to be at Lambeau.
My kid's got to run over at a Schwab, but I don't want to inconvenience him. But can you drive over here? Because I can't get around great.
It was his idea to meet there.
I know you got to see Hobbs about that knee, but... Hey,
LaFleur comes down. Hey,
got any room?
Flea, I need to know the update. We got to get this practice schedule right. Just wait a sec. Well, I'll just let you know the one thing we know for sure: Wilde's out. He's done for the day. He's got turf toe. I don't know about any of the players, so we don't know if we can go 2 tights or if we can go 3 wides because we don't know that yet because Doc is sitting in a Schwabadon high digging around Wilde's toe.
We got to know
that
if
is what we learned
on Ballentine to bring him in or not.
Just wait. Hey, did Ballentine pass his physical? I don't know. He's got to head over to Schwabadon High School, and I think Wilde's going to let him go up top of his car because he's using Doc's Tahoe. Trade's canceled. We could get a doc to take a look at the medicals.
Hodkowitz has a little cough. We got to see him next.
Oh, my lordy. Oh, that's beautiful.
Nate Hobbs underwent knee surgery.
Did he? We don't know for sure. It got postponed till tomorrow.
There was a delay for some reason.
Yes. So that is the medical update. On Wilde and Tausch.
How's Sheed's calf? I don't know.
It's a groin.
You can't look at it.
It's a groin.
It could be a calf by now.
So we need to get to more pressing injury issues, and that is Nate Hobbs.
Banksy's back. Banksy's back. We don't know. I don't know. To answer your question, I don't know how many more we got.
Did you?
I don't know.
Wilde at that mini camp practice has now turned into Doc McKenzie in his office this morning.
Oh, what did you learn about mini camp? Nothing. Hey, what did you learn about the medical? Nothing. We just know Wilde's turf toe. He's out. All right. Oh, that was funny.
Much like Dr. McKenzie.
Get well soon, by the way. Hope you're going to be okay.
Appreciate everybody's concern. Much like Dr. McKenzie is best in class, so too is Gina Della and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
No days off for Gina. For long-lasting comfort and reliability, it is easy to trust Pella each piece. Specifically constructed for your home, always designed with innovation, rigorously tested for quality performance, and built to create long-term energy savings. There's no reason to wait, because if you order by August 31st, you get 0% interest for up to 60 months. Yes, that's up to 5 years of no interest payments, so don't miss out. Visit PellaWI.com today. And also, you got the old beautiful State Fair going on. Stop by Pella's booth in the Expo Center at that Wisconsin State Fair through August 10th, which I believe is on Sunday. And if you order by August 31st, you do get that 0% interest for 5 years.
I was going to go, but that's too much walking. I'm not allowed to walk that much at State Fair. We will get to
scoot around State Fair.
Yeah, I do. I have it in the back of my car. I'm going to use it. I don't. Again, much like Chewy mentioned this when I joined Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning after my exam. You don't really want to be limping around the locker room with a bunch of tough guys who play hurt all the time. So
you'd be getting a badge of honor, being like, "What's wrong, Jay? Hey, Bird. Bird, what's up? I got a turf toe, but I'm grinding away.
I'm still here, man.
I guarantee
still telling the story.
I hope LaFleur gets wind of this because I can't imagine. Maybe he's going to be the most compassionate head football
he'd be
coach.
the first one today.
You come. He goes in for his press conference, and you come wheeling
No.
with your little scooter.
He comes in. If Wallers is on it today, he's going to come in and say, "We just got a couple injury updates." You know, Hobbs, obviously with an ankle, he's got a knee. He's getting some surgery done. Hopefully, he'll be back. And then Wilde's out for a week. He's got turf toe. Like if somebody can get that to Wallers, that would be fantastic journalism.
We need to talk about Nate Hobbs, whose situation is much more pressing and much more problematic for the Green Bay Packers. We will talk about that, which is much more important than my turf toe. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know it's not just a car, it also drives your children's dreams. So whether you're going to soccer practice, robotics club, or opening night in the school play, we help protect those dreams. Save up to 23% when you bundle auto and home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Grassland Butter is built by tradition right here in Wisconsin. Grassland is family-owned and has been crafting butter for 5 generations. That's why at Grassland Butter, you're more than just an employee, you're family. The Wietrich family believes in supporting each other, growing together, and building a workplace where everyone feels valued. Your voice matters at Grassland Dairy. Your success is our success. Join a team where culture isn't just a buzzword, it's how we live every day. Check us out online at grassland.com. That's grassland.com.
When you're in the right place at the right time, things get done. The important things, like knowing what you need and how it all works. Talking truck. Fixing it right the first time. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, our people get it done right and now. That's how you know you're in the right place at the right time. And you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet.
Your first time driving a stick shift. The car, sporty. Your teacher, nervous. You've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with Online Activation Zone, so you can easily shift your direct deposits from your old clunker of a bank to Associated Bank in just a few clicks. You've got this with Activation Zone from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Mark Tusher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
to help those who want to be helped but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
1, 2, 3 into the 4. Avondale Roofing is knocking on your door. Leaking roof? Man, that's a shame. Call the real pros. We running this game. We patch it, datch it, no need to stress. Our crew shows up and cleans up the mess. No drips, no drafts, no drama at all. Just tight new shingles, then a leak-proof hall. Hey.
It's nothing but Avondale, baby. They keep it dry when the weather gets crazy. Hey.
Visit AvondaleRoofing.com. That is AvondaleRoofing.com.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Switch on the sky and the stars glow for you. Go see the world cause it's all so brand new. Don't close your eyes cause your future's ready to shine. It's just a matter of time before we learn how to fly. Welcome to the rhythm of the night. There's something in the air you can't deny.
All right, we got to get ready for Evan Cohen. So we don't have a lot of time to continue this exercise because one of the Packers' starting corners may not be available for the opener against the Detroit Lions. As first reported by Bill Huber of Sports Illustrated, Nate Hobbs underwent surgery on his knee. I was told, and I think others have been as well, that it was a small meniscus tear. So
bet your sourcing is pretty good on that one.
Needed to be trimmed. And the hope is that it's a 3-week recovery, and that gives him a little time to ramp up for the opener, which is 33 days from today on the 7th of September at Lambeau Field against the Detroit Lions. Goody said it the day that he released Jair Alexander. I feel really good about our top 3. Keyshawn Nixon, Nate Hobbs, Carrington Valentine. Well, guess what? And then there were 2. Potentially for an opening game against the defending NFC North champs. Tausch, how concerning is this?
Well, it's obviously concerning, and I think one of the things that you've seen and heard throughout the first, 10, 12, 14 days of training camp is that physicality, they've had to tone him back. Whenever you make a decision to not bring back Jair, and I see Jair is already hurt in Baltimore, that's obviously the reason Green Bay didn't bring him back is because he's unable to stay healthy. Well, Hobbs, how many games did he miss last year with the Cardinals?
6 with the Raiders.
With the Raiders. There is this, you start getting older, you don't get healthier. Jason's found that out. I find that out. I think most of us. As you get older, it is harder to stay healthy. So when you bank on that and you bring in a guy, you're hoping. You're hoping that he's able to stay healthy and can contribute. The fact that you're able to bring back Ballentine, someone you know, is he going to be able to play at that level? You would think not. Hobbs is somebody that was brought in to bring a mentality and to be one of your 3 guys that are going to be out on the field a very high amount of snaps. That's the risk you take when you do that, and you don't really do a ton of supplementation. You don't have you're going to bank on Kalen King elevating himself into that next role, right? You're going to bank on one of these young guys elevating themselves and giving it, and that is okay. I think from a fan standpoint, it's always a lot. You feel a little bit, it's like a binky. You feel a little cozier when you have that name guy that you know has been out there, but those name guys get older and they're not as good. Eventually, you want to find that young player that can elevate. Hopefully, somebody else is going to be a Tramon Williams or a Sam Shields or someone that you don't think is quite ready, but they could elevate into it. And that, I think, was the big problem a lot of people had with Green Bay's offseason, is that you're relying a lot on that. You went and got Hobbs to kind of supplement and then bring in, and when you see that injury, all of a sudden then you're tested. Well, how good is your depth? And until you get there, there's a lot of players, and I just mentioned two of them, that were in the same boat, where nobody knew anything about Tremont. And then Tremont is a huge piece to a Super Bowl championship run. Mm-hmm. Whereas in 07-08, he was sitting there at the bottom of a depth chart wondering if he's going to even make a football team or even make the practice squad. So there's a growth that nobody really wants to talk about, but that needs to happen. And I think Green Bay, because great corners aren't going to just be available. Guys that are going to be available are going to be older, injury-prone. One of these young players will need to elevate, especially early in the season, because my guess with Doc McKenzie's analysis of your turf toe and of a knee, I'm guessing it's going to be very conservative. And if that's the case, you said it 33 days. Now, for a scope, if it's a minor scope, doable. But if it's a major tear, the last thing you want to do is throw somebody back out there, because then, as Jason also knows, that turf toe can become an Achilles, and then that can become a hammy, and then that can become a hip, because you start overcompensating. And when you're counting on someone to play 17 weeks and a postseason, the last thing you want to do is, well, we need you. We need you for Amon St. Brown. Well, yeah, that's great until that soft tissue, and that's what Doc is always trying to avoid.
And I do think that it's important to say this. I mean, we've seen them run a bunch of nickel in practice. I won't say any of that today because I won't be there. But a lot of times what they have run is Keyshawn Nixon and Nate Hobbs outside and Javon Bullard in the slot as the nickel guy. So if now, let's say they do take the conservative approach and hold Nate Hobbs out of practice for an extended period of time, because Doc McKenzie cares about his patients, unlike other people around here, and he's not ready for the opener, if they have to go into it with Nixon and Carrington Valentine on the outside and Bullard as the nickel, I think they're still going to feel good about that.
Yep.
Now, the problem is, and this is what Ted Thompson always said, when you would think, oh, we've got a bevy of players at a specific position, you're one or two sprained ankles away from being thin at the position. Mm-hmm. And so now, if you don't have Hobbs for the opener, which, again, the hope is that he is, but hope is not a medical diagnosis, nor is it a strategy. But if he's not ready, then you're talking about you're one more injury away from having to play Kalen King, Micah Robinson, Corey Ballentine, who you've brought back now. Like that is the reality, is that they were in a position, because of how they chose to go about the corner position during the offseason, of adding Hobbs. Remember, they didn't just subtract Jair. They didn't bring back Eric Stokes. They didn't bring back Ballentine until yesterday. They didn't bring back Robert Rochelle. So they knew that they were thin at corner. And now the guy that they signed in free agency to a 4-year, $48 million deal, there is at least question. We can't say for certain he won't be ready for the opener. They hope he is, but there's at least question about his availability for the first game.
Okay, so who of the unnamed?
Isaiah Dunn.
That's going to be your guy.
Well, I don't know if he's my guy. He did not. We didn't hit it off in our interview. He was a little bit irascible, but yeah, I'm kind of used to that on the show.
What was he harassable?
It was nothing.
About?
He had a great interception in practice, and it was in the end zone during red zone, and I was the only one who went to talk to him about it. And I don't know, maybe he doesn't get a lot of media, but that's just one play. Well, it is, but as I have been taught in my many years here, those plays are what lead to more opportunities and catching the coach's eye. Yeah, well, it's just one play. Okay, well, Isaiah, good luck. Good luck. I think this is a good moment for you. But he made a really nice play. Now, some would say that it would be worth seeing at practice today what their rotation at corner looks like.
Be nice.
I'm sure somebody will be there.
But we need to get to Evan Cohen, so we will do that after we talk about the Behind the Bucks podcast on the Bucks Plus Audio Network, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Behind the Bucks brings you exclusive access and untold stories about the greatest stars and moments in Bucks history. Go behind the scenes of Giannis's Emmy-nominated documentary, hear about the true origins of the Bucks and Six culture, and more. Find Behind the Bucks on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get your podcasts. Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher. I have a sneaking suspicion we may talk a little bit about the Bucks with our guest Evan Cohen, who is scheduled to appear, the star of Unsportsmanlike, next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
Get ready to unleash the dragon at Hard Rock Casino Rockford.
Introducing the region's very first $1 million Dragon Link slot game. Feel the thrill, chase the excitement, and win big. With jackpots soaring to $1 million, your chance to hit it big is here. Come experience the ultimate gaming adventure. Visit Hard Rock Casino Rockford today and play the $1 million Dragon Link slot game. Your legendary win awaits. Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's hard rock.
If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Talk Badger sports year-round with the Jump Around podcast.
Well, obviously, everybody knows about Billy Edwards, right? Quarterback. He's going to make or break the season for the most part. But the guy I think might be the best player is Charles Perkins, the defensive lineman. Came over from UT Martin, and spring ball, you just feel him on the defensive front. He's a mean, nasty, physical kid.
The Jump Around, brought to you by Steinhoffels. Streaming live every Thursday on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel and available wherever you get your podcasts.
Get your team ready and spend your fall evenings with MSCR on the basketball and volleyball courts. Hey, it's Jesse Nelson. Registration for Madison School and Community Recreation's adult fall volleyball and basketball leagues is now open. Men's, women's, and all gender leagues are forming now for play beginning in early October at locations all around Madison. MSCR sports leagues offer fun for every level of player and welcome all participants. For more information and to register, go to mscrsportsleagues.org. That's mscrsportsleagues.org.
Milwaukee baseball was born in the Emerald City, but any ties to the Pacific Northwest were cut loose decades ago. Pella has an interesting history as well. Born in Pella, Iowa, but their century-long history of crafting quality windows and doors there continues to this day. Designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance, get long-term energy savings and durability that lasts for years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Order by August 31st and get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
College students, are you looking to make your campus living more comfortable, functional, and fashionable this year? Let IKEA help. From innovative storage solutions and furniture to maximize your space, to fashionable bedding and accessories to make it uniquely yours, IKEA is helping make college living truly inspired by you. And now, qualified college students can save even more with 15% off their IKEA purchase when they sign up for IKEA Family for free. Visit IKEA Oak Creek, IKEA Schaumburg, or check out the Ready for College section on IKEA.com/US to learn more.
Free Food Friday on ESPN Madison is brought to you by Vintage Brewing Company. Whether you're looking to get carry-out, delivery, or dine in, Vintage Brewing has lots of great options on their menu. Vintage Brewing Company prides themselves on being a great place to hang out and enjoy classic Midwestern hospitality. Vintage Brewing Company has multiple award-winning beers, so be sure to try one the next time you're in. Head to VintageBrewingCompany.com to make a reservation today. That's VintageBrewingCompany.com.
This update sponsored by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you.
Delta Dental is proud to sponsor Family Sundays at Helfair Field. Play catch on the field on Sundays from 10:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. prior to Brewers' regular season home games. Admission is free.
Join UW Credit Union at uwcu.org, insured by NCUA.
Gruber Law Offices. One call,
That's all.
They treated me like family.
They're actually people that you can depend on.
They made me feel seen. They really treated me like I was a part of their family, a part of their team.
They ask how you're doing, how you're feeling.
They're just so welcoming and so sweet and kind.
It's like family, caring about another member of the family.
If you've been injured, it costs you nothing to see if Gruber Law Offices can help.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
I'm throwing caution. What's it gonna be? Tonight the winds of change are blowing wild and free. If I don't get out of this town, I just might be the one who finally burns it down. I'm throwing caution.
You know what that music means. The Killers, always the walk-up music for one of the stars of Unsportsmanlike across ESPN Radio and ESPN Television, and of course, also across ESPN Wisconsin. It is Evan Cohen on Wilde and Tausch. Evco, good morning. How are you?
Jason, how are you? I heard about the turf toe, which gets me a little bit upset because, I've been thinking about something since last week. Hi, Tausch. Jason and I had a great couple of calls last week on the phone off the air, and I don't want to name names, but I said to Jason, we were talking about something, and I'm like, have you seen that old friend of yours in a while that I'm aware of? And Jason said, no, but when I do see the old friend, he has an interesting move. And I said, what's the move? He said he invites me to his house, I have to bring coffee, and we go for a walk at 5:30 in the morning. And I'm like, that's a great move. That actually sounds awesome for a friend that you haven't seen in a while to pull that move. Now, if you're on the injured list here with this turf toe, you can't do the big walk with this guy then.
Ooh. Yeah, and he is a big guy, and we love him. We're working on a different setup, but
very, very, very frustrating.
there will be a walk at some point. Evan, what's
you're on the injured list, man?
I am indeed. Me and the Miz, we both. He's got that tibia bruise, and I've got a turf toe. During your remarkable quarterbacking career, what was the worst injury you played through? Because you're obviously tougher than me as well.
Well, boy, this is going to hurt. So I broke and dislocated my finger in multiple spots on my throwing hand, my fourth finger, ring finger, on my throwing hand, and they ruled me out. They would not let me play, and I won. My team won one game in 2 years when I was the captain and varsity quarterback, and that was the game I didn't play in. I'm not kidding. And the team dinner was predetermined before the games. So, like, before the season, you would volunteer for different team dinners, and family would host the entire team at their house. And that game was at my house. Literally. It was painful, and they would not. I begged them. We were winning at the end. I'm like, just put me in for one play, and they wouldn't because they couldn't legally do it. What was interesting was there was another game where we played I think we played actually on Saturday a lot of the time where I grew up, and they must have been playing a 3-4 with the two inside backers blitzing on every play.
Cross dogs, or just straight blitz?
Straight blitz most of the time. And they would just
mug up. Did they mug up, or did they come from depth?
No, right on the line. So it was almost like they were playing a 5-2.
So they mugged up. Point. Okay, all right.
Yeah. Well, obviously I'm going to talk in my terms. You're not a football guy, Tausch. I'm going to keep it simple.
We're a couple football
there.
Guys talking football. Yep.
Yeah, you know what we do. So they're mugging up. They're blitzing over the center, and they pummeled me so much.
Yeah, hey, Evco, you got to bring your tackle down. You got to squeeze that, and you have to go out. You got to protect inside out. You don't let mugged up linebackers have direct shots to the QB.
Well, we didn't do that, Tausch.
Okay,
and it's now in what year was this? This would have been in 1998, so I can't really change this at this point.
Oh, Mike Zimmer. Mike Zimmer he was a big advocate of the A-gap blitz. Big advocate.
A lot of mugging up.
Yes, he's a big mug guy. Continue.
I'd like to mug you right now for not.
What? Because I'm trying to help you with details of your story. Don't get mad at me.
Hey,
Don't
be
get-
careful.
Snap. Don't get mad at me.
Be careful, Evan, because Tausch's mom is already mad at you.
That's true.
Tausch's mom is mad at me.
She thought you were very, very unnice last week, is what I was told. Very unnice.
What?
I'm just telling you, I
What did
didn't hear
even
it.
say last week?
I don't know. You were very complimentary of
Joe Thomas,
and you were
Joe
very
Thomas
mean
says,
to me.
"Better
and-
Oh yeah.
Did not go over well.
I said, oh, is that true?
Is what true?
That actually now is going to upset me. That your mom's really mad.
She's not happy.
I'm not making this up. No.
Oh boy. Well, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Mrs. Tauscher.
Are you really?
Jeez.
I don't feel like you are.
I am.
Say it
If
like you
she's
mean it.
upset, I'm
I don't
sorry.
even mean it.
I will tell you. I'm upset
Just wait,
if your
so-
mom's upset. I'm
Okay.
not upset if you're upset.
That's fair. So you didn't squeeze down, and then what? You get drilled, and that's how you busted your finger? Is
Yeah.
that-
So here's the crazy thing back in the day. So literally the next practice I'm practicing, I start like throwing up during practice. They sent me to the hospital, EKG. They got my head checked, the whole deal. You know, basic concussion protocol. And I played that week, but they wouldn't let me play through the broken finger on my throwing hand, where I could have played another position or done anything. But you know, my head was falling off. And
What
I was,
other position are you playing?
What do you mean? I played defensive end. I played safety.
Defensive
I played punt
end?
returner. Yeah, it was in sophomore year. It was quarterback / defensive end.
I think we.
You don't see that very much.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think we found the key to why you guys never won a game. No offense.
Well, now I'm going to be thinking about this mom situation.
Yeah, she's not
I
happy.
didn't realize it was.
She ain't happy.
But does she know that like I actually really do like you in
I
real
don't
life?
know.
And, like,
I didn't get it. We haven't broken down the tape yet. I have not.
I don't think anything I said you would disagree with. I said that Joe's a better version of you. Don't you agree with that?
What do you want me to say? No,
More
that's like,
successful.
let me ask you a question.
More physically
Better
fit.
looking.
He's
Yeah.
more physically fit. I mean, what idiot isn't going to argue that? But you want to start getting all the other stuff. I mean, he's definitely richer than I am. He's got better beef with his Hall of Fame beef.
Just as Jesse.
Really good
But
beef.
is that insult? Like, he's arguably one of the greatest offensive linemen to ever play the sport.
I agree.
Like, if somebody said, "Hey, Greeny or Dan Patrick, much better version of you," of course they are. Like, to me, I'm saying, isn't that obvious?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So is that
Very
mean?
fair.
Is that
I don't
mean
know.
of me to say about
But you
Joe?
can just say, you don't have to say they're better Evan. You could just say it's Dan
They're
Patrick.
goats.
He's
Yeah.
a legend. That's where it gets mean.
It's fair.
Jesse, I don't know that you want to get involved in this, because if we did better Jesse, the list would be too long.
Now, see, that's mean again. Now my mom's going to be mad at you.
Yeah, we'll get everybody's mom mad. So, Evco, what would you do if you were Wilde in this case? So he goes, he gets the doc. First off, we have no Packer news has come across the docket. We have all these injuries that we're waiting for these updates.
I had Hobbs at the same time as Huber.
We don't know if Hobbs is going to be, when he's going to be back. We don't know if guys are practicing because Jason pulls the team orthopedic doctor to a high school where his kid is running and lays down in the back of his Tahoe to get examined by Doc McKenzie. Now LaFleur's sitting there saying, "Hey, Flea, can you tell me an update before we go out to practice? Who's practicing?" And Flea's like, "No, Doc's not here. We don't have any updates." How would you? Is this how you, as a big star, would have handled it too if you get that kind of treatment?
This is unbelievable. To me, this is the beginning
Jesse,
of
my
an
button is
amazing
broke.
Seinfeld. This is an amazing beginning to a Seinfeld or Curb Your Enthusiasm episode. Think about it this way, right? So think about Packers practice. Jason calls the team doctor, "Hey, I have turf toe." From what? Writing? Right, so he gets the turf toe. The doctor leaves practice. Then, God forbid, Jordan Love gets hurt, needs immediate attention from a doctor. Because Jason's turf toe, Jordan Love doesn't get the immediate attention, and he's out for the year. And then somehow Tausch had a bet on the Packers under that then hit because of Wilde's turf toe. And then you just put the curb music underneath, and away you go. I mean, that is unbelievable.
Yes. Now, much like everything else in Hollywood, including many of these sports movies that are based on a true story, you would need all that creative license because the truth is Doc McKenzie was still very much on time for work. All of the medical things that needed to be taken care of at 1265 Lombardi Avenue were unaffected by my examination. He did that because
we don't know that.
No, we
don't know.
He called me from the stadium afterward to check on like a pharmacy
But I'm
thing.
surprised it's not a conflict of interest. In all seriousness, Jason, I am surprised that the team doctor for the Green Bay Packers is allowed to also be your doctor. Now, obviously,
Why? There's HIPAA laws, dude. No, there's
there's HIPAA laws. But I'm just saying, I'm surprised that's allowed.
Well, he is not allowed to give any information about players, and he doesn't. So that's.
What about is he allowed to give information about hosts of players?
That's
a great question. Wildy's out.
How about Wildy's turf toe? Huh?
I have given him full
what he said
authority.
about you on the show. Step on it.
He is 100%. I am fine with the HIPAA violations. He can tell anyone he wants about how soft I am. I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm willing to talk about it publicly myself and be ridiculed by my co-host. I'm good.
Okay.
Hey, so I saw some of the stuff you were talking with Cap from ESPN Chicago about the Bears. Do you really think, like, if he had to put his beautiful lake home or something, you really think he thinks the Packers are finishing fourth, or is this just a shtick in the division?
It's a good question, Tausch. Wonderfully raised by you asking such amazing questions.
Woof, woof.
I was a little surprised by that myself this morning, but then it got me to another place in thinking about this. Here's breaking news. Someone has to finish in last place in the NFC North.
I would argue Green Bay be the last team to pick out of that. That'd be my argument.
Beyond fair. That's beyond fair. But regardless of who you pick, it will be, I think it would come off somewhat startling. Play it out. No one's going to pick the Lions to be in last place. So if you do, you're saying that arguably one of the best teams over the last entire league is now going to be in last place, okay? Then you're going to say, well, what about the Packers? So you're telling me Love and LaFleur are all of a sudden going to get so bad that they can't navigate their way to at least third place?
And they went 3-0 when Willis was the predominant quarterback in a game, and he's going to be there.
That's right.
All right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Then, okay, so then let's say
Jared Goff gets hurt. Jared Goff gets hurt. Katie barred the door. That thing's a wrap. It's over.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people do like Hendon Hooker, though, to be fair. But, I mean, until we see something, I don't
Which
think
people?
we can make that statement.
Give me three people that love him, besides his parents.
Mrs. Hooker.
No, I just said I just took his parents off the table.
And Diane
Tauscher. Since you denigrate everybody to their parents, who else would there be for you?
Oh, my God almighty. No, I literally saw a tweet before we came on here that somebody was talking about Hendon Hooker as basically being the same with Jared Goff. Jason would have to tell me who that is. There was some reporter that literally
Okay, so some reporter. That's great. Good insight.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but I mean, he's not Goff. Oh, right,
Okay,
but okay.
okay. Yep.
And then Minnesota, I was stunned by Ben Stolak put out a story on ESPN.com that he believes they have the best coaching staff in the entire league, which is wild.
Sounds like their offense can't get a first down in practice.
Right. So, but again, you would have to pick someone to be in last place.
And Minnesota and Chicago are the easy picks there. Easy. Both easily
but
could happen.
I have a hard time envisioning either one of them in last place. That's the problem. Because I do think Chicago is going to be better. I do think Caleb's obviously going to be better now in this situation with Ben Johnson. And O'Connell's really good, and Brian Flores is really good. And I always assumed J.J. McCarthy was going to be good simply because of the fact that he played for Harbaugh and was drafted by O'Connell.
What happens when you
that's
assume?
Short-sighted?
What happens when you assume sometimes?
Thank you, Tausch.
Yep.
So I have a question for you guys. I came up with something. That
before you will do this. Do you believe Cap actually believes that? Like, would he put his lake house on?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes, I do believe that he believes that. I don't believe that.
Okay.
Now, here's my question for you guys.
Okay.
Let's play out this game here.
Okay.
By the end of the season, what's the highest number on the QB rankings that you could realistically envision Jordan Love climbing to?
4th.
6th.
4th. Okay. What, you want to split the difference to say 5?
Sure.
Right. Okay. What's the lowest number you can envision him dropping to?
Ooh. Where's he at?
12th.
Where is he at right now in your world?
In my world?
Yeah.
Or in your world?
No, in your world. You're a national. You're a big star. Yeah. Where's the national big star have him put at? You have him ahead of Dak Prescott right now?
I would not. No.
Okay. So where do you got him?
That's not a knock on Jordan, but
Sure.
don't you think he's kind of in the 10 to 16 range?
I have him at 11 to 13. 11, 12, 13 is where I think we kind of came down and put him at.
And what's the lowest you can envision him? Worst case scenario, not injury though. What's the lowest you can envision him dropping to?
I think the lowest I could see him dropping to is 14 or 15. I think his floor is that if he keeps turning the ball over and is inconsistent, I think he could be a middle-of-the-pack quarterback. 15 is where I think the lowest he could
Okay. And Jason, what about you?
Yeah, I'm right there with Tausch. I think he's 11, 12,
Okay.
13, and he can drop a little further if he turns the ball over a lot.
All right. So now the gap between those two is 10.
Yep.
How many other quarterbacks would you say have a gap possibility of 10 or more?
Yeah. You mentioned this last week too when we had the better Tausch year.
I think Stafford could go from 5 or 6 where he's at now to 30 if his shoulder and elbow stink and he can't play.
But that's injury. That's injury.
No, but I mean,
injury.
but he fights through it and he doesn't play well. Like I could see Stafford falling off a cliff when it comes to that.
Yeah, but that's not. I don't know that that's necessarily a fair way of doing it, right?
Well, life ain't fair. Deal with it.
You're telling me.
Guy's got a guy with turf toe fighting through stuff, and we're sitting here talking all. Come on, life ain't fair. Just ask Jason.
Oh my God, boy, this is fun today. Let me tell you.
You're telling me. But to your
I would
point,
rather go back to Wilde and I on the phone all of a sudden.
I'm very curious what you two are talking about too.
We had Jason, tell him. We had not one good conversation. We had
awesome.
two. We had two good
of them.
conversations.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Good job.
Yeah. Thanks.
You're welcome.
But Evan's 100% right, and I'm not just saying that because we had such great conversations. It's true. And here's the thing. This is what we have. I mean, Evan, I know you don't listen to our show every single day because you got your own show to deal with, but we have been having this conversation all off season, which is they have, and it's not just the quarterback. That's also part of the uncertainty and why Cap can make his argument about them being in last place. And it's not insane to suggest it's that they are so dependent on Love and a variety of other guys playing like they're capable of playing on a consistent basis when we've only seen flashes of them playing at that level. And when you have that and you don't know what they're capable of on a consistent basis, there is a large variance of what they could be. That's the reality of the Packers as I go into this season.
Packers fans care about the Packers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the NFC North, maybe 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The only quarterback that I would say is as high, it could get as high as Jordan Love and as low or lower than Jordan Love. Just to put this in perspective for everybody listening, it's probably Trevor Lawrence, because Trevor Lawrence was supposed to be the greatest quarterback. I thought he was going to be phenomenal. I thought he was can't miss.
Richardson.
So far.
Richardson.
Tua?
Richardson could go from 30 to 10.
In the top 5.
He could go 30 to 10.
In the top 5.
Okay.
Right, but you guys had him 5.
Okay. All
right. So if I told you, okay, let's do it this way. Anthony Richardson had the greatest season of his life.
Yep.
Oh, well, that's not saying much, but he's not going to be 5, right?
Probably not.
No, I agree.
Probably
Tua's not going to be 5.
Tua won't be 5. No.
Trevor Lawrence.
He ain't going to be 5.
Dream up a scenario. But you could dream up a scenario where a former number 1 overall pick gets there.
Okay. All right.
Herbert.
And you could dream up. Herbert's interesting. I don't think
He's too high already.
The floor is low enough.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, and I don't think Harbaugh allows that because they're very smart in terms of ball control, where he's not going to make mistakes. And maybe, okay, here's another one for you. Does Matt LaFleur, and you guys would probably obviously know better than I would, Does he alter things almost the way that the Bills did a couple of years ago and saying, Jordan Love, we know you're amazing, but we're going to kind of make Josh Jacobs the focal point even more?
You mean like last year?
But even more. So limit all the interceptions, all the turnovers. Like, we're just not going to put you in that spot anymore.
No, I think it'll go the other way. I think they're going to give him more runway and let him do more and take more off of Josh Jacobs that's how I envision it. Jason, correct me if you think I'm wrong, but I think this is now, Jordan, you're healthy. We have this run game. We have tight ends we like. We got this this whole new deal. Jordan, you're going to do more, but you're going to do it on our we're going to dictate how we do that with play action, et cetera, et cetera.
I think they see a path to do that, but I think, look, Jordan's looked good in camp. And I think he's thrown the ball more accurately. That's a hard argument to make when the number one offense doesn't score a touchdown on family night, even in the red zone period. But I do believe he's looked healthy and effective and, as LaFleur said, decisive, which he wasn't always last year either. But I still think that they view this as Josh Jacobs is a stud and a dog and a bell cow. And I firmly believe... And, again, I don't know what the percentages are, but I firmly believe that they are looking to be way better in play action. And if that means Jordan Love throws the ball a little more often because some of the run plays that were just run plays last year turn into be play action passes, then, yes, he'll be asked to do more. But I don't get the feeling that they're going to ask him to do significantly more this season. That is not the vibe.
I love what you just said. I love what you just said because I have realized I hate the shotgun. I've just realized I hate shotgun offense. I think under center, back to the line, play action is so underutilized and it's so infuriating at times because I believe the shotgun at times makes it a lot easier for the defense.
Yep, and Evan, that's what made this offense really good with Rodgers.
Well, Aaron's
other than Rodgers.
Unbelievable at that. Right, but Aaron Rodgers, you don't know where the ball is. You know how difficult that must be for the defenders? Oh, and by the way, he throws the ball the way he throws the ball. Mm-hmm. So the defender has no idea where the ball is. And then when they realize he's too good to allow them to even recover. Yet if you're in shotgun, you can see the ball the whole time. Am I wrong on this, Tausch? I hate shotgun offense.
One of the things, and Jason asked LaFleur about this, and he kind of gave him a blech answer last year. It is important. It is a big piece to what he does. It makes the job for both the linebackers and the safeties, but really for the defensive line to have to play the run and not just get a scream up the field, let's go make a play. It makes everything more difficult, and it makes it easier. And when we're talking about these wide-open, schemed-up throws that LaFleur was so good at in the beginning, it was because of Aaron Rodgers and the running game and the play action. And that was a big catalyst for that. And for whatever reason, I'm convinced it was Jordan's injuries last year, combined with the fact that Josh Jacobs loves duo blocking, loves some more of that stuff, and loves to be able to have that vision from the gun. He likes that part of it. When you add all that up, that's where I thought it'd be great to have another back that maybe likes the hard outside zone where you're talking the things you just were saying, where you do turn your back to the defense, you don't know where the ball is, and you hear those linebackers like you did, and remember the Titans yell, "Oh, blank," because you know that tight end just crossed you, and when you have two tight ends that you love, all of that fits into what you're saying right there.
Absolutely right. Not to go too inside football, but from your perspective as an ex-offensive lineman who was obviously raised so well to be so kind and nice and a great father, son, husband, and friend and teammate, is it easier or harder for you both ways, shotgun or under center? Like, how does that affect you guys?
For me, I always loved when you were under center. If it was, you could sell the run a lot easier. It's really difficult because you can tell people come off the ball when you're in shotgun. Defensive linemen and linebackers, they're going to guess that it's not going to be a run. So you're going to have some success running the football because maybe guys are more going to get out of their gap control because they're screaming up the field. They want to make sacks and have pressures. But, to me, the easiest job as an offensive lineman are those keep passes where you just run hard to the left, you bring everybody with you, the quarterback boots out, and it gives you all kinds of time, and it puts a lot of pressure on linebackers to watch over routes and other stuff. That is when you're really humming. Those plays work at a big level. That's when you know the defense doesn't really know what's happening.
Interesting. You know what else I learned tonight, by the way?
What's that?
Your mom, who's wonderful, actually is on more shows than you are.
Is that
because
right?
She was listening when you were off.
That's true. Well, she's a big Joe Thomas fan, too. So, I mean, we all love Joe.
Joe, I've always said Joe's a poor man's Tausch.
I've never heard you say that, but fair enough.
It's interesting.
Hey, poor man's Greenie, we appreciate you.
Yes.
PMG. Oh, it's PMG.
I like that as a nickname. I am a poor man's Greenie. Thank you.
Thanks, Evan.
See you guys.
That is Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike, who you can hear every weekday across ESPN Wisconsin.
I think Jesse's going to be in pain coming up. My mic went out on my original. It's going to be revolving door Tausch. I am going to be back in the producer's booth for part of the show today.
No.
I have to.
No, you don't.
And with that comes great powers. I get to hit those buttons, right?
No, you don't.
Hotkeys, yeah, great.
Hotkeys.
That sounds like a great idea.
We're going to fix it for you.
You said
You're
something.
going to fix that?
I'm going to try.
Troubleshooting.
Good luck.
How come every day around 9:50 you seem to have technical difficulties since you got back from vacation?
Well, yesterday was a whole nother story. Today, I'm not putting this one on me. This one's on you.
Someone on YouTube noticed no lid on your coffee either.
Oh, yeah. That's a mistake.
You said something to Evan there that I want to circle back to since we still have one segment left in the 9 o'clock hour. We will do that next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com.
In for Pablo Iglesias, I'm Jesse Nelson. Morale has been down for Wisconsin football fans since the end of last season, but appearing on ESPN Madison's Jim, Matt, and Molly, former Badgers running back Melvin Gordon has a message for fans getting ready to come to games at Camp Randall this season.
Just have faith. You not having any faith is not doing anything for our football team. That's not helping us win games. Come in early, be rooting early, be loud, find ways to help give us that advantage when people come into Camp Randall. The fans make the difference. They do.
Find the full interview with Melvin Gordon available on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
For long-lasting comfort and reliability, our craftsmen make it easy to trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Right now, get 0% interest for up to 5 years at PellaWI.com.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Grassland Butter is built by tradition right here in Wisconsin. Grassland is family-owned and has been crafting butter for 5 generations. That's why at Grassland Butter, you're more than just an employee, you're family. The Wietrich family believes in supporting each other, growing together, and building a workplace where everyone feels valued. Your voice matters at Grassland Dairy. Your success is our success. Join a team where culture isn't just a buzzword, it's how we live every day. Check us out online at grassland.com. That's grassland.com.
Looking to join an international quality golf club right here in Madison? Discover TPC Wisconsin, an instant classic in the heart of the Midwest. With a course co-designed by Steve Stricker and PGA Tour Designs, it's the 13th and newest TPC Network golf club in the world. Other high-quality amenities include a short game practice area, athletic performance center, and meeting and dining facilities. Plus, membership benefits that reach around the globe. Schedule a tour at tpcwisconsin.com and start your journey to a lifetime of priceless golf.
Hi, this is Jeff Levering with the Brewers Radio Network. Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's trusted name in home improvement, does more than just top-quality roofing. They're your go-to for maintenance-free siding and energy-efficient windows, too. Ridgetop has expert credentials with leading manufacturers like Pella, James Hardie, and LP Smart Siding. For over 20 years, they delivered exceptional craftsmanship and service. Call Ridgetop Exteriors today or visit ridgetopexteriors.com. Ridgetop Exteriors, where customer service always comes first.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Stop in for an express oil change at Fish Hatchery Road on Saturdays. No appointment necessary. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com. Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app, customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
I remember the nights when we were young, dumb, and wild and free. When I closed my eyes, I could see you in my sweatshirt. Dancing around that college bar. These days I don't know where you are, but I get to keep these memories forever. Oh, I remember. Oh, I remember. Yeah. I still can't hear Third Eye Blind.
Thanks as always to Evan Cohen and to Diane Tauscher for giving us some content. I do want to get to one other football thing that was broached briefly with Evan, and that is the shotgun snap runs and the duo blocking that Josh Jacobs prefers, Tausch. I did ask Steno about that, and as is often the case with Steno, he said something that
says too much.
Yeah, he did. He did. God bless him. I love the guy. He said we need to get Josh to do more of the things that we do, and so they are working on more outside zone stuff and that kind of thing, because I think they recognize that while he was incredibly effective and they love him as their lead back.
Thought it didn't matter. Didn't Matt say last year it didn't matter, right?
Well, apparently it matters. So they have worked on that more during camp, and they want that to be more. Look, you tell me, you're the one who played in the league through many injuries, by the way. But you want guys to do what they're comfortable at, right? You want them to. You want to be able to tailor what you do to what they like, but at the same time, if there are certain crucial pieces to what you do offensively, you can't just do away with them just because it's not what a certain player likes best. So I think the thought process is here, hey, we're still going to run plenty of duo because that's what our guy likes, but we got away from the outside zone and the play action that comes off of that, and we need to do more of it.
Sure.
Does that sound fair?
Sure, but I would argue this. It is the coach's job to utilize their players' talents to the best of what's going to work the best. Mm-hmm. And last year, obviously, Josh Jacobs was a dog, as you put it. He was a really good football player. But I do think that there's, like everything in life, there's a give and a take. And I think you took a lot of that production in the duo running game and some of those things, but you had to give up some of that opportunity that you have in play action and some other things. So the right answer is, what's the blend? What blend are you looking for? And I would argue you're probably still going to be looking 70-30, hopefully 60-40, what Josh likes. But you also have to remember, Josh Jacobs, I'm not saying he's old, but he has a lot of wear and tear.
He does.
And you better make sure you're keeping, and this is where you find that next guy. That's where Marshawn Lloyd, hopefully, he's going to be back and, able to do some things. I know he got dinged up. You get that outside zone. That's the crux of what Matt LaFleur is all about, because that's the Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay. But that doesn't mean that's all you do. But my argument last year and why I didn't really buy into when you had pointed really good questions for LaFleur, it does matter. It matters when you're under center and you're hard play action fake. And a lot of times coaches will say, I don't even have to watch the tape. I just have to open my ears. You want to hear the pads thudding immediately.
Right.
Because the thing with play action, O-linemen are a skittish bunch. We don't want to run out there and then get beat and your quarterback gets killed. So there is a little hesitancy, especially in the outside, when you're tasked to one-on-one run, block, and then secure the guy so that he doesn't have an open runway, because these DNs, they're screaming upfield to try and get, and you're putting yourself out there. It makes all of that, and that's why you have a tight end come over and help. There's a bunch of ways to help that, but you feel that. The linebackers feel that. That's where you get those big, wide Pella windows for those big shots. And when you're going to highlight the tight ends, like I believe Green Bay is going to do, you're going to have to do some under center play action pass. That's just a critical part to what they're going to be able to do.
We'll talk more about this and the Packers in general. Matt LaFleur revealing that he has a plan, some might say the concepts of a plan, for what he's going to do with the starters on Saturday against the Jets. I'm going to have Tausch translate what the head coach had to say as he did his press conference without me, because I'm here as I battle through being the gamer that I am. We'll kick off the 10 o'clock hour in 2 minutes after I tell you Gruber offices, David and his team, they're the best. And you know what? I'm lucky. I got a lot of really good people that when I need help, whether it's with turf toe or Paula getting rear-ended while we're in Madison, I can make a call or send a text. But here's the great thing about Gruber offices. It's not just me, it's everybody. One call, that's all. 414-276-6666, 414-276-6666, or go to the website, gruber-law.com, to find out more about the firm, about David's history, about all the great things they do in our communities, all their great partnerships. Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all. We'll kick off the 10 o'clock hour very late in 2 minutes. So stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Bringing summer gatherings to the next level is just another thing we do at Celebrations Entertainment. Hi, it's Jeffrey. With rental items like sound equipment, photo booths, and even yard games, you can make your event the party that everyone talks about. Any event like graduation parties, block parties, or even a backyard barbecue can be elevated with fun, interactive items to make everyone ask, hey, how'd you pull this off? Just tell them celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Hi, this is former Badger Pro Football Hall of Famer Joe Thomas. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison. Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson, Sports Center, brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out, 220 State Street, and online at goodmansjewelers.com. Brewers outfielder Isaac Collins named July's National League Rookie of the Month. He followed up that performance by being the sole offense the Brewers needed for a victory in Atlanta in the first of a three-game set on the road. 3-1, the Brewers win last night over the Braves thanks to a 3-run home run by Isaac Collins. helping propel the Crew back in front for good on a Monday night in Atlanta. The Brewers have won 4 straight on their road trip, going for 5 tonight. 6:15 first pitch. Pre-game coverage starts at 5:40 right here on Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN, following Jim, Matt, and Molly. Football Packers training camp practice gets underway about 20 minutes from right now up in Titletown. Nate Hobbs undergoing surgery, expected to be recovering over the next 3 weeks. We'll dive into more commentary from Packers head coach Matt LaFleur, fresh off meeting with the media this morning up in Green Bay. Coming up next, Wilde and Tausch, 100.5 ESPN, and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. A couple things from Matt LaFleur. First of all, he said there is no timetable for Nate Hobbs' return. But the hopeful timetable, which he didn't say, is obviously for him to be ready for the opener on September 7th, which is 33 days away. He also said, and again, I want you to put your translator hat on, the Tausch translator. He told reporters at Lambeau Field that he has made a determination on playing time for the preseason. Everybody has to be prepared to play, is all, as he would say. They're football players, so everyone's got to go into it expecting to play. Tausch, what's that mean?
So I think one of the things that coaches are always fighting against is not having intensity and not having that sense of urgency that when you're going to be out there playing, you need to make sure you're up for it. So when you're trying to prep for preseason games, if you tell guys, hey, you're not going to be playing, you're going to be doing scout squad, it's going to end up maybe sloppier than you want. So you want guys on high attention. The tricky part to this, so if I'm reading this, I'm saying, all right, they're not playing. That's how I first interpret when I hear this, at least this week. And, I think there's just going to be a little sense of a deflation if that is the case. So do I think the players know the plan? I do. Do I think we need to know? We don't. And I think it's nice when you kind of keep, even if it's a little bit of mystery about what's happening. Now, the question is, and I just sent you guys this because the Bengals have started slow, and it's cost them playoff appearances. I think Matt LaFleur with Aaron Rodgers, they didn't play. They started slow. Jacksonville, and I'm trying to think of when Jacksonville and the Saints game.
Yeah, so it was the Saints game in Jacksonville, and then it was Tampa the year before.
Yeah, it just was sloppy, and you finished the season sloppy. So you're always looking at this, and when you have a couple of injuries like Green Bay has had, you really maybe start shelling up a little bit. And I still think that Jordy Nelson injury when Jesse, was that you or was that Tony that went to that Pittsburgh game?
That was Tony.
Tony went the preseason game, and he blows his knee out, and the season spirals from there. That has left a mark on this organization.
Yeah, 10 years ago.
At least. So in this case, I think you're trying to navigate this by doing these joint practices that they never wanted to do under the old regimes. And they're saying we can control this a little bit more, and this will be that catalyst. I don't think these guys are going to play. And if they do, it's going to be one series. The key starters coming Saturday night.
All right, so I agree with everything you said. My follow-up is, so Game 2 is in Indianapolis. Then Game 3 is at home against Seattle. Do you think that because Zach Taylor clearly believes this, that we've now reached a point where the risk is worth it and it's worth trying to play these guys so you don't get, like, the Packers start the season with 2 games in 5 days against 2 teams that are NFC championship contenders. The Lions, and then 4 days later, the Commanders. Is there any value, as much as you want to bubble wrap these guys, like I would, is there any value in putting them out there and taking that risk? Because Zach Taylor clearly has decided it's worth that risk.
Yes.
And I don't love that idea, but I understand why he's making that decision.
I know it's a different era. We played. And then we'd start seasons. And I think one of the hardest things for these guys now is to go through training camp, not do anything in the preseason, and then, all right, 80 snaps down in Jacksonville, go ahead.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's hard. Mm-hmm. So, yes, there's risk with this, and I think they're being a lot smarter with their warm-ups and with, the conditioning tests. There's a lot there. But I said this yesterday, you want to be a physical football team, you got to practice physical. Mm-hmm. You want an identity, you have to do it. So bubble wrapping and scrimmaging, and at some point, football's football. And it's a brutal game. I mean, you're going to catch a little turf toe. You're going to get some things that come up. It even goes down all the way to the beat guys that they got to fight through stuff. Football's hard. And for players, you want to be smart, but you got to go out there and do it. And I always say this, back in the days, way back in the days when we did 2-a-days, you conditioned, you did all this stuff, and then you'd go out and practice, and it's just different. Like your legs get heavier because you can't practice trying to move Vonnie Holiday and Santana Dotson and Cledius Hunt. You're not, even if you have buddies that are that size and you're trying to, it's just a different set of muscles, and it's a different set of conditioning. And the only way to really do it, you can practice it, and you can do the 9-on-7s, and that stuff's great. But for running backs, you have to know, how does it feel when Bernardo Harris comes in and cracks you? Can you hold on to the football? We did all that, and there is that conditioning part of it that guys are missing with the way most of these coaches are doing it, because everybody is deathly afraid of saying, why the heck did we lose Jordy Nelson in a game in Pittsburgh in the second quarter?
It's true.
If anything, lose him in the first half of the Detroit game. We can at least stomach that. And with the money going up, and with this, the more practice squad guys and the less time that you have to actually evaluate, they've kind of made it a nice little safe cocoon for the 2s and 3s to fight out for the back end of the roster, and the starters are where they're at, and they'll joint scrimmage, and then we'll just all figure it out. And that's why those first couple of games during the regular season for a lot of teams are viewed as preseason games in the same respect.
All right, we'll continue this conversation, but I do think it's worth pointing out. The 2014 Green Bay Packers melted down in Seattle, or they would have been in the Super Bowl. They returned just about everyone, and Jordy Nelson blows out his ACL. And that season, even though they somehow managed to start fast, oddly enough, ends up going down the drain, right? 2016, they get Jordy back. Rodgers gets incredibly hot during the second half of the season. They're in an NFC championship game again. You want to know why 2015 scared the crap out of them. It's because they think they would have been a Super Bowl team if he doesn't blow out his ACL in Pittsburgh. That's how they felt. And I agree with everything you said about, not your big toe, which a lot of toe talk this week. Rex Ryan would have really enjoyed this show. But your big callus on your toe.
Yep.
The callusing is valuable. I don't dispute that.
Yeah, I got to go back there. That drop didn't make any sense.
That was for the Rex Ryan joke.
Yeah, but it was after he's okay.
It was a little slow.
I think I am chomping to get back there. Anyways.
You're critiquing a lot of folks today.
Not
but
really.
I would not like to see you do better.
But I would say this.
What is going on over there?
I'm out of my element. I don't usually put my phone here.
I thought you were shoving your toe up in there.
I was not. No, no one needs to see that. Doc McKenzie saw it. That was enough. But I understand why they're scared blankless. I do. When that happens, that leaves a mark. And you would hate to lose, well, I don't know, say Jordan Love, because you played him when you shouldn't have in a game that didn't count. So I don't blame them for being apprehensive.
So what do you think they're going to do?
I
Over under Jordan Love preseason snaps, 18.5.
It pains me to say this. God dang it. It pains me to say this, but over.
Okay.
I don't like it. I hate it, but I'm going to say over. I'm going to get my phone fixed in terms of my setup down here. I can't sit down. I hate sitting. My energy's better when I'm standing, too. But, hey, I follow doctor's orders.
I actually think you're having one of your better shows, so I'm not sure what that means.
Only because...
Maybe we got to evaluate
most of it.
things.
That's the butt of a lot of jokes. We'll roll on. Mark Tauscher, Jason Wilde, Jesse Nelson, and not Nate Hobbs. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Starion Bank redefines local banking in Madison. As a community bank with a commitment to Dane County, experience a banking relationship where your goals are our priority. Enjoy competitive deposit and loan rates and a partnership that thrives on local engagement and support. Starion Bank is more than a full-service financial institution. It's a community pillar dedicated to your prosperity. Visit one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, or Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, offering banking, lending, mortgage, and cash management.
Mark Tauscher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
And Madison.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right. And naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Milwaukee baseball was born in the Emerald City, but any ties to the Pacific Northwest were cut loose decades ago. Pella has an interesting history as well, born in Pella, Iowa, but their century-long history of crafting quality windows and doors there continues to this day. Designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance, get long-term energy savings and durability that lasts for years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Order by August 31st and get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
Hey teachers, we know you work hard to inspire future generations, so IKEA wants to say thank you and share some inspiration with you. From August 1st through the 17th, your local IKEA stores are offering all teachers and educators an exclusive 15% off your entire purchase during IKEA's Teacher Appreciation Days. Whether you're revamping your classroom, organizing your office, or rewarding yourself with a cozy new space to unwind at home, IKEA has got your back. So, stop by your local Oak Creek IKEA, fill up that cart, and then show your staff ID at the register to enjoy our special thanks and 15% off.
Get ready to unleash the dragon at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Introducing the region's very first $1 million Dragon Link slot games. With jackpots soaring to $1 million, your chance to hit it big is here. Come experience the ultimate gaming adventure. Visit Hard Rock Casino Rockford today and play the $1 million Dragon Link slot games. Your legendary win awaits. Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's hard rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here. American Family Insurance can help protect your dream home for whatever comes next. You can live in your own oasis or your own clubhouse. Whatever you choose, get the right coverage. Save up to 23% by bundling home and auto. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Packers practice starting down at Ray Nitschke Field.
How do you know?
Because it's 10:33 and that's when practice starts. We're only in segment 2 of the 10 o'clock hour, and that segment will be something else that Matt LaFleur mentioned in his presser, and that is that Quay Walker will be doing 11-on-11 in pads for the first time in camp today, on a limited basis. Tausch, how important do you believe Quay Walker to be to what this team does? He is the play caller on defense, remember?
I mean, I think he's important. I don't know how much more growth we are to expect from him. I think at this point, this is Quay's 4th year, correct?
Correct.
So there's always room to grow. But at this point, he's played a lot of football. I think he has matured from the days of shoving trainers or whoever he was on the sideline.
Doctor. Yeah, not Doc McKenzie, though.
No. He didn't like that analysis that they gave his favorite beat writer. I think he is who he is, and I think he can be a really good player. And we heard last year Jeff Hafley, Matt LaFleur, everybody kind of say he's figuring it out. It's coming along. He is now kind of the guy that they wanted. Now, Green Bay itself, they decided not to pick up that 5th-year option, and there's other reasons, financial and things like that. But you'll know if they want him, they'll pay him and bring him back. I think this is going to be about Adrian Cooper. And how do we get him in a position where they let him hunt? And Quay is just going to be, and I'm not going to say, because I don't think this is discouraging or an insult. Some people do. I think they're going to look at him more from a tackle collector, be that steady, and let Adrian Cooper go be that hunter. So I think it's going to be more A.J. Hawk. Let's funnel things and make sure, Quay, you're there to make the plays that you need to make, and then we're going to let Edge go hunt. That's how I envision this thing going. He's going to be that steady cat, and you need guys like that. Do I think the days – there were a couple years ago where we thought, put him on the edge, let him hunt.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I just don't – that's not where he's at. That's not what has happened. And I think with what you saw, the flashes from Adrian Cooper, that's where I think this thing is going to. So Quay is an important piece, no question. But I think this defense is going to be centered around finding ways to let Adrian Cooper hunt.
A few other injury updates from Matt LaFleur. He also said that Rasheed Walker is nothing long-term with his groin injury. Tausch, I made the argument to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning that family night helped Rasheed Walker's chances of winning the left tackle spot, and he didn't even participate because Jordan Morgan had trouble with Lucas Van Ness on a couple of occasions. So is it possible that you can help your chances without playing?
I mean, I was sitting at home watching a game when there was a right tackle struggling, and that's when the ball started rolling. So, yes, I mean, that's where when you're in a position in the NFL and there's guys behind you that aren't getting the job done, there's a lot of times it's like, well, we wish this guy would do this, but we know this is what he's getting, and we're not getting it from here. And when you make a big move, and you're trying to make a big move and get your first-round pick in, he has to show that he can handle the job. And obviously, there's a lot of football to be played this preseason, I think, for Jordan Morgan. But if you're asking right now, who do I think the coaching staff trusts more to put out there at left tackle, I don't think there's any question who that would be, and it's Rasheed Walker.
All right, we'll get to more football in a moment, but the Packers did make an announcement for a concert that will be on Saturday before the Sunday opener against the Detroit Lions. Saturday, September 6th.
Give me the Goo Goo Dolls.
You have not seen this announcement.
No.
Sheryl Crow.
No,
She'll be doing her Bucks ballad.
She's still working on that Bucks ballad.
5 years later.
I will tell you who the band is, and we will see what Tausch thinks of it. I can tell you this. It is not the Killers. That I can tell you. You've got papers. Did you want to read something?
No. I know. I'm doing some. I'm just.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure because I didn't think I had something.
No,
for
you're
you.
good.
Okay, but
you're doing a heck of a job. I know
There's a lot of papers.
I know you're dinged up a little bit, and you're competing. You're not down at your normal space, and we're not hearing horn and all the other stuff. I just want to make sure you know we appreciate the fact that you were able to lumber down the steps and get to work today.
Could you go set up like at the Resch Center, like up in that balcony area, and bring some binoculars and report what you're seeing from practice?
What are you seeing, Jason? Nothing. I don't know.
It's really no different than that day at the minicamp.
What are we doing here? There's nothing different. Hey, anybody really popping? Nope. Nah. Doing. Basically what you're saying, they ain't doing jack around here.
More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
If you're considering solar energy, Sweet Metal Roofing and solar panels go hand in hand.
Solar panels install effortlessly over metal, and it enhances the efficiency of your solar energy.
Before you go solar,
install a Sweet Metal roof.
I'm Mike.
And Mary Sweeta. Enjoy the long-lasting architectural strength and beauty of a Sweeta Metal roof.
SWITA metalroofing.com.
Sweeta Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
When it comes to your health, do you want to buy something online or do you want to meet with someone local? A local doctor with a family-owned business that cares about you. That's right, you want to meet with Nestor Rodriguez and Ashley Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. You have questions about cryotherapy, red light therapy, hormone replacement treatments, GLP-1s, or you just want to have a great workout. Carbon World Health is there for you. They have a new location in Sun Prairie and they have their original location in Madison. So when it comes to your health, there's nowhere better to go than Carbon World Health in Madison and now in Sun Prairie.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
What's in your summer survival kit? Mark Tauscher here, and I'll tell you what should be. A cooler full of drinks, a comfy lawn chair, and for just $12.99, a large Hut Lovers pizza from Pizza Hut. For a limited time, choose from 4 loaded legends, meat lovers, pepperoni lovers, veggie lovers, and the spicy Hawaiian for just $12.99. Hot, melty, and made to crush hunger. A perfect summer go-to order. Order up before it's gone on the Pizza Hut app. And remember, nobody out-pizzas the Hut. Additional charge for extra toppings, pan, stuffed crust, and extra cheese.
Bruner Realty and ESPN Madison have teamed up again for the 5th annual Putts for Pups golf outing benefiting the Dane County Humane Society. Join us for a day of golf at Blackhawk Country Club on September 19th. Since it started in 2021, Putts for Pups has raised over $120,000 for the Dane County Humane Society. Donate or find out how you can get involved at putsforpups.com. Putts for Pups is proudly sponsored by Badgerland Exteriors, Alts Operations, Zimbrick Automotive, and Vortex Optics.
After a storm, even seemingly small damage can lead to major problems. If your roof or siding took a hit with this recent storm, your insurance may cover the damage, but the process is still a nightmare. Badgerland Exteriors makes it seamless. They'll guide you through every step and get your family's home back in tip-top shape, just as fast as that storm ripped through.
Contracting made easy is more than a tagline. It's how we run our family business. Visit BadgerlandExteriors.com to get started on your next project. That's BadgerlandExteriors.com.
This update sponsored by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you.
During every Brewers home game at American Family Field throughout the 2025 season, fans will have the chance to win a 2025 Land Cruiser, courtesy of your Wisconsin Toyota dealers. Visit brewers.com/Toyota to enter.
Join UW Credit Union at uwcu.org. Insured by NCUA.
Gear up for Quick Trip's Mountain Dew Quick Climb. Now through August 17th. Play free daily in the Quick Rewards app and earn bonus plays with every eligible purchase. Grab one with hot food. That's 2 bonus plays. Each week, the cash prize climbs by $5,000, all the way to a $250,000 grand prize. So open the app and get climbing. Your summer, your climb, your win. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents residing in Illinois, Iowa, Minnesota, Michigan, South Dakota, North Dakota, or Wisconsin. Ends August 17th. Bonus plays require qualifying purchase. See full rules at quicktrip.com/sweepstakes.
ESPN Madison and Zimbrick Honda are celebrating the area's best high school sports stories with the Game Changers of the Month. Follow ESPN Madison on social media to see the teams recognized for making a positive impact in the community. It's the Game Changers of the Month, presented by Zimbrick Honda.
First of all, I love bringing this to the public.
The Rich Eisen Show.
NFC North, top to bottom. You could say this is the best this division has ever been.
Coming September 2nd on ESPN Radio, ESPN Plus, and on Disney Plus.
Slow down on Monday, not a sound. On Wednesday, might get loud. On Friday, but on Saturday, we paint the town. Lose my sense of time or 2 weeks feel like days. Medicaid.
On the eve of the opener, the Green Bay Packers will play hosts to the Black Crows.
Oh, snap.
How do we feel about that?
Is that Ozzy Osbourne's old group?
No, that's Black Sabbath.
Ooh. I don't know. I'm more of a Counting Crows guy, I think. I don't know. What is the
they're not even the best band with crows
What
in the
does
title.
the Black Crows play?
I think you would know their biggest hits.
Sing a little bit for me.
Their biggest hits, I don't know what the title. They Jealous again. No?
Nope, don't know that one.
No.
Okay.
Which is good. Because if it was somebody I really liked, I'd probably try to get up there and
She talks to angels.
Yeah, I've heard that one. Yeah.
Okay.
You're off key a little bit.
Don't know that one.
Yeah, I'm not. I never claimed to be the best singer on the show. That's Jesse's department.
She talks to angels.
Much better
all
than
from
his,
the 1990s
Yeah, it's my
album
jam.
Shake Your Moneymaker.
Shake that money maker.
Remedy,
Shake that
also
money
another
maker.
one of their
Remedy
big hits.
is the
Yeah, there you go. See? Yeah.
Yeah,
But
maybe
hey,
I need
you
to
were-
get. Maybe I
you
need
were
to
right
get up
on
there.
pitch.
I wish they'd start doing that. Maybe they do that Sunday morning before the mid-afternoon game. But that's just being selfish, and I don't want to be that.
Their big show is not yet on their website. So this is not enough to get you off your couch.
Oh,
to go see
absolutely
them.
not. No.
What band would have gotten you off your couch? Would the Counting Crows?
Goo Goo Dolls would get me up there. I like the Goo Goo Dolls.
Matchbox 20?
Probably not. Aerosmith would get me up there. Carrie Underwood would get me up there.
Yeah, you like her. See-Un tour, as she's calling her latest tour.
Yeah. That would be a couple that would just, if you get a Keith Urban or a Kenny Chesney or somebody of that ilk, I'd probably go up there.
Yeah, I think, and again, I don't want to...
U2. If U2's playing, I'll go up there.
Okay, it's a free concert. I think you have to lower your
You want
expectations
Carrie
slightly.
Underwood and U2?
No, I said or. I don't need them both.
Maybe both, yeah.
No, I don't need them both.
I think they had Flo Rida a couple years ago.
Okay.
And he arrived. He was delayed. He got there late, sang about 2 songs, and then his time was up. So as long as the Black Crows are there on time, that will be a win. All right, that is your concert update on the eve of the NFL regular season, or at least the Packers season, starting on September 7th at Lambeau Field against the Detroit Lions. Let's play some trivia.
Do they really need a concert?
No. Hey, it's a nice thing that they're doing.
Hey, if I'm going to give them grief all the time for using "we are owned by the community and owned by the fans" and not giving them much of a return on being so loyal to that team that they are, these fans, if they're going to put on a free concert, I'm very much supportive of that.
I wish they just do it in like June or May.
And in fairness, our buddy Chad Hopper on the private talk and text line loves the Black Crowes. That's a pretty good sized band there. Like they're not in their prime anymore, so Goody wouldn't be interested in them, but they're still pretty good.
But what is anybody like? I'm on the fence about going to Green Bay for the opener against the
the
Black Crowes.
They're trying to enhance.
Sure,
they're trying to enhance the
give you
weekend.
a reason to come up early instead of coming up. It's a 3:25 kick, I believe. So now, we'll go up early. We'll get a hotel. We'll go see the Black Crowes. Then we'll, drink in the morning before we go to the game. Like I would think that would.
You could
make
put
sense.
Dave and the Hooligans playing the tailgates at any of the bars beforehand out on Saturday night in Titletown, and you put a few Coors Lights in hands, and that's just as good.
I'm not familiar with Dave
I don't
and the
understand why you're
Hooligans.
poo-pooing this. Like this, there's nothing to poo-poo here. It's free. You can go listen to music, and the Packers aren't covering the bill. Like, I mean,
it's nice.
It doesn't sound like it. You're saying, who gives a rip?
I'm not going. You're not going. Jason's not going.
Well, so
I didn't say I wasn't going. I might go.
You
I
ain't
like the
going.
Black Crowes.
You're not going to go
She
to the
talks to angels. Breaking news from practice, where I am not, in case you haven't heard. Tucker Kraft, who did not take part in family night because of a groinal issue, back practice.
That's it.
He's tough. He pushes through injuries.
He was probably
ignores
over at
Doc
the Pickler.
McKenzie's recommendations.
He's probably over at the Pickler getting some good work in.
Could have been. Jesse, let's play some trivia. What do you got for us today?
Oh, should I go back and do trivia from back? I'm going to go back and do trivia from back there.
Badgers Trivia Tuesday today in honor of Bucky joining us on the show yesterday.
Oh, he joined us yesterday.
How you feeling today, Tausch?
I feel fine. Bucky was feistier than normal. Normally, Bucky, you get a little picture with him and you're done. Bucky was a lingerer.
He was wrestling.
He was a lingerer.
He was a wrestling
I really
rascal.
want to find out who was in that Bucky costume. I would like to
I
find out.
don't understand what you mean.
Yeah,
in
then
Bucky
what?
costume. It was just Bucky.
Yeah.
I don't get what you mean there.
Badgers Trivia Tuesday. He hit Tausch about 12 times. So you want to do caller 12?
I'd love to. Caller 12 right now, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. Caller 12 plays trivia next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Get your team ready and spend your fall evenings with MSCR on the basketball and volleyball courts. Hey, it's Jesse Nelson. Registration for Madison School and Community Recreation's adult fall volleyball and basketball leagues is now open. Men's, women's, and all gender leagues are forming now for play beginning in early October at locations all around Madison. MSCR sports leagues offer fun for every level of player and welcome all participants. For more information and to register, go to mscrsportsleagues.org. That's mscrsportsleagues.org.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Steinhoffels. Sleep better with Tempur-Pedic at Steinhoffels. Queen hybrids from $52 per month plus $300 in Steinhoffels cash. Shop now in-store or online. New OC Jeff Grimes impacting Wisconsin's offensive unit before kickoff. A hands-on tactic, keeping tabs with each position group. Offensive lineman Riley Molman taking notice and recognizing the difference it's made.
Coach Grimes has been awesome. I mean, it's really that he's not like with a specific position. He's really free to help coach every position. So you're kind of hearing a little bit from him in like the O-line room. Then he goes to the tight ends, QBs, and he's really sharing his knowledge and sharing the love around kind of the whole offense, which I think helps make it a more cohesive group.
For long-lasting comfort and reliability, our craftsmen make it easy to trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Right now, get 0% interest for up to 5 years at PellaWI.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. the Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com, because your next Mercedes Sprinter van is waiting for you.
Free Food Friday on ESPN Madison is brought to you by Vintage Brewing Company. Whether you're looking to get carry-out, delivery, or dine-in, Vintage Brewing has lots of great options on their menu. Vintage Brewing Company prides themselves on being a great place to hang out and enjoy classic Midwestern hospitality. Vintage Brewing Company has multiple award-winning beers, so be sure to try one the next time you're in. Head to VintageBrewingCompany.com to make a reservation today. That's VintageBrewingCompany.com.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit CondonJeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
We're on the Badgers.
It reminds me of our 2016 year.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
I think being the underdog is a great thing for Wisconsin football. I think this could be that year.
This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
The Black Crows bringing us back. I hear Jesse's got some help in the control room. There's an empty chair inside the Everlight Solar.
He's a complicated fella.
ESPN Madison Studios. Oh, no. I don't think.
Proud of his town. You know, that's a damn rare thing these days.
We're going to randomly hit a bunch of hotkeys.
He also doesn't have a headset, so he's not going to be able to really talk to you during this, so he's going to communicate via hotkeys, I think.
It's been a day. Let's play some trivia.
Click that music over there. That's what you... No, that's a good one, though. No, over on the left. A little green arrow. Yeah, no. Yeah, that. There you go. Good job, old T.
Oh, my God. It's time for trivia. Let's welcome in our contestant. It is Mike in Franklin. Mike, good morning. Welcome to Wilde and Tausch. How you doing?
Try that again.
Mike, good morning. How you doing?
Yes. Good. Wow. How you guys doing?
That was not your fault. I'm guessing that was related to someone else who's gumming up the works in the production room. It is Badgers Trivia Tuesday. Mike and Franklin. Question number one, sir. is this. What time does Wisconsin's season opening football game against Miami of Ohio kick off on Thursday, August 28th? Does that game kick at 6 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Central Time, or way too late for old tea time?
I'm going to go with 6 p.m. I'm going to guess 6 p.m. I have no idea.
6 p.m. is a good guess. It's just not the right one. 8 p.m., although I think that is also too late for Tausch, so we would have taken B or C, I think.
Had 2 chances to get that right.
All right.
Let's bounce back, Mike.
Where's Wilde?
Right here. Question 2 is this. At which other Big Ten school did new Badgers quarterback
We got to get
Billy
the Chippewa
Edwards,
Falls.
Billy Edwards Jr. previously play college football before transferring to Wisconsin? Is it Purdue?
Great places,
So annoying.
South Dakota.
Michigan State
Okay.
or Maryland?
Okay. It was Purdue, Michigan State, or Maryland?
That's correct.
I'm gonna guess Michigan State. I have no idea.
It is good! No, he
It's no good.
That actually is apropos. It's not Purdue or Michigan State. Unfortunately, the answer is Maryland.
Very, very, very frustrating.
Mike, I just again, I think the deck is a little stacked against you.
Mike's a saint.
What about me? Question 3, Mike. You're 0 for 2. Here's a chance to get 1 right.
All right.
It is this. On Sunday, September 21st, Wisconsin Volleyball hosts the Kohl Center Classic against which non-conference opponent who visited the Badgers in the inaugural Kohl Center Classic and helped set an indoor NCAA volleyball attendance record back in 2022. This is quite the big question. Is the Badgers' opponent Marquette, Texas, or Florida?
I'm not doing too well today, but I'm going to go with Florida. I have no idea.
You pulled one out of the hat. Well done. You got one.
All
Mike,
right.
you were 1 of 3. You get 2 entries into Friday's drawing for the ESPN Wisconsin prize pack. I want to apologize on behalf of Hotkey Tausch for being a distraction, and we appreciate your loyalty to the show. Thanks, buddy.
Why are you always trying to stir stuff
You guys
up,
have a good
Jason?
day. Take care. Thank you.
Mike's just done. Mike's
I
done.
can't wait to leave.
Apparently they like green and gold.
That is Wilde and Tausch trivia. The 11 o'clock hour.
Oh,
Which
no. He's got to take us to break.
Which hopefully will be him back in the studio.
Yeah.
Starts in 2 minutes. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
This is former Wisconsin linebacker Chris Orr. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station on Wisconsin.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
I thought Tausch was doing this. Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by the ESPN Wisconsin app. Home to all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin shows at the touch of a fingertip. Plus, find featured content, enter contests, and more. Your state, your teams, your ESPN. Download the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple and Android app stores today. The Milwaukee Brewers victorious in the first of their 3-game set in Atlanta as their East Coast road trip continues. A perfect 4-0 to start the road trip. Fresh off winning National League Rookie of the Month for July, Isaac Collins delivered all the offense the Brewers needed last night in the form of a 3-run home run. After trailing 1-0, the Brewers win the game 3-1 to extend their winning streak and continue as the best team in baseball. Cubs lost last night. Brewers 3 games up on Chicago for the top spot in the NL Central standings. Keep growing that lead. Brewers-Braves back at it tonight, 6:15 first pitch. Pregame coverage starts at 5:40 following Jim, Matt, and Molly right here on Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN. Football Packers training camp practice going on right now in Green Bay. We'll hear the latest from Jason Wilde as Wilde and Tausch continues on ESPN Wisconsin.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Of Wilde and Tausch. Looks like Jesse's alone in the control room, which I must say is good news.
How do you think that went?
How do you think it
I
went?
thought it went good. That was fun.
And I agree.
Okay.
I would agree it was fun. I wouldn't agree that it went well, but I would agree that it was fun.
It sucked for Mike. He went 0 for 3.
No. And he got the third one
He got
right.
the last one right.
Oh, yeah, he did get the last one right.
He crushed it.
Despite some significant distractions being created.
I think maybe before the season and maybe before this new partner is announced, maybe we tinker with the rules a little bit.
What does that mean?
I think if you get the first question right, you get 1 point. You get 1 entry. You get the second question right, you get 2 entries for that, so that'd be 3. And then if you get the third, you can get up to 7 entries that week. What do you guys think? Because the third question, then we can really ramp up the difficulty of it.
We're going to need a bigger cheese fry helmet.
What do you guys think? It's more work for Jesse, which I think we can all agree.
Which I think we all love. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love the fact that you are perpetually committed to improving things, even things that don't necessarily need improvement. I mean, we can agree.
It's been the same. Like, listen, you can't just sit on your hands for years and expect things to get better. Sometimes you got to tinker. This is a tinkering.
Tinkers to Evers to Chance. Jesse, speaking of tinkering, the Milwaukee Bucks have done more than tinkering. But your guy, Shams Charania, appeared yesterday on KBN. And I don't know, Jim. As much as people want to continue to say that this is just national media pushing a narrative, I'm starting to get worried again. Am I wrong to be worried?
I don't think you're wrong to be worried, but there definitely do appear to be a couple of factions now among the Milwaukee Bucks fans.
So do you think there's an agenda by Shams?
There is one faction that believes it is the NBA's slow time of the offseason. Giannis is in Milwaukee. The team is not as good as they were a few years ago, and now there's a national agenda being pushed by Shams as the beacon of it to try and get Giannis out of Milwaukee. Whether he's on the fence or not, there seems to be some push, perhaps from the league or whomever, that they want him out of Milwaukee, get him to New York, get him to Golden State, wherever else teams are interested in him, to try and get him to a larger, more compelling market. As we know, player movement is what makes the NBA go, especially this time of year. Mm-hmm. And then there's the other faction that says this isn't even topical and worthy of our discussion. Giannis is staying. What the heck are we doing? He hasn't said anything to indicate that he wants out of Milwaukee.
He also has not unequivocally said, I don't want to leave, which would put an end to all of this.
That's a dangerous game you get into, though, isn't it?
I'm just saying that we can't sit here and say Giannis is staying, because he has not unequivocally said that.
Well,
that's all.
LeBron James.
I'm not telling him he should.
Okay.
But no one's conjecturing about, I don't know, Jokic. Right? No one's talking about, you've pointed this out before. No one is saying, I don't know, is the Joker going to stay in Denver? He doesn't have to come out and say, look, this is stupid. I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying in Denver. Because no one is pushing that narrative. But if Giannis has already made up his mind that he's not going anywhere, then, yeah, it'd be great to hear him say, look, tell Shams to go take a hike. I'm not leaving. Enough. Done. Now I'm going to go on vacation a little while longer.
I mean, he did.
Is that wrong?
He did tweet earlier this offseason, anyone miss Woj, quote tweeting Shams, or
that's true.
Subtweeting Shams with a little laughing emoji, which seemed to be a shot at him.
It did seem to be a shot at him. I would agree with that.
So while not saying, take a hike, that's about as close as you can say to saying. That's about as close as you can get to saying take a hike politely, as Giannis could say take a hike.
It's fair. Again, Jesse, I just feel like, and I can't remember who I was talking to, but somebody made a comment that they had been hearing rumblings as well. Until he comes out and says, look, this is dumb, I'm not going anywhere, I just would feel better if he did that. Is that unreasonable for me?
I don't think it's unreasonable.
Does that make you think that there's more to this story? Because I think
it does.
Okay.
What about it? Doesn't make you feel that way?
I thought whenever the last time we discussed Giannis, I don't remember who brought audio, or there was something that was said. I think it was maybe when he was over in Greece, and there was some stuff, and he sat down with some.
He was on a podcast.
Yeah, it was one of the podcasters. And I did think, wonder where, it didn't make me feel great.
Yeah, right. It was not full-throated, I'm not going anywhere.
So at this point in time, I think there's probably 2 or 3 teams that I think, Giannis wants to win. And I think he'd love to do it in Milwaukee. Is what Milwaukee has done enough for him? I don't think anyone knows that answer yet. I don't even know if he knows that answer. I think in his heart of hearts, he doesn't want to go anywhere. But I think he also realizes, I don't know how many years of prime Giannis does he have left? I'm sure he hopes for a long time, but understanding there's injuries, I am not one that is just going to, and I know there's people that just don't like Shams, and they don't like that this narrative, and it seems like it gets pushed out there at times that ESPN is pushing certain things. And that's, I get it. I understand it. But there's also, these guys are connected. And they have they hear things. There's a lot of just whispers that there could be something there. I hope that it's not. I think that more than likely it won't be. But to just completely dismiss it as saying it's just, an agenda or anything else, I don't think is also super wise. I think this is going to be something that, unfortunately, for whatever reason, because you brought up Jokic, I don't know if it is the same in Denver. I don't think it is, but I don't know. I didn't spend a ton of time listening to Denver sports talk, even though we were in the car for an inordinate amount of hours. This does feel like there's something there. Whether it's enough to have him invoke that I want to be moved, I don't think we're there. But could we get there? I think we should all be on high alert for that, and I think the Milwaukee Bucks are on high alert for that.
Jesse, where are you at on this?
So I don't think that Shams is pushing a narrative because he's a mouthpiece for the NBA that's trying to convince him to push it out there so that Giannis hears it so that he wants to go play in a big market. I don't believe that conspiracy. I don't believe that there's nothing to this, and the fact that we haven't heard Giannis straight up say there's nothing to this, I think he wouldn't be shy about doing so. He has plenty of platforms and opportunities to do so if he wanted to shut it down. So Shams said yesterday with Kyle, Brust, and Norman, we'll hear a little bit of what he said here in a second, but this might go until training camp. With Giannis deciding, if he wants to stay in Milwaukee, does he believe they can win a championship, all that stuff. And if this is going to continue right up until they are reporting and practicing and getting going with the season, it's still going to continue to make for a long offseason. But I am operating as a Bucks fan under the belief that Giannis is coming back, and at this point I would be surprised if he is not on the Bucks for the 25-26 season. Beyond that, I don't know. But I would be surprised after the player movement that happened over the last 4 to 6 weeks, whatever that free agency window was. I would be surprised if Giannis was not playing for the Bucks this year.
Yeah, but not stunned.
Yeah, it'd be like a 8.5, 9 out of 10, not a full 10 out of 10. Whoa, like when they acquired Damian Lillard, that was a 10 out of 10. I was shocked. I would not be that if Giannis were to be traded before the start of the season. But it'd be close, but not all the way.
We will continue to monitor this. I'm sorry that I am mildly annoyed by this. I don't want to tell Giannis what to do, nor should he listen to me. It's not like listening to your doctor when he gives you very clear advice on what to do. But it would be great if he just he could put an end to all the conjecture if he wanted to. You would agree with that? Is that fair to say?
I mean, do you really think even if he came out and said that people would still not behind the scenes say, yeah, he's saying that now, but that doesn't mean things can't change?
I think people that have an agenda might, but if he came out and unequivocally said, look, I'm tired of my future being debated in the public square. I'm not going to be asking the Bucks for a trade this year. I believe in the people that are...
Then you'd say, well, he said this year. You didn't say...
Right. Right, but it would put a stop to this year's conjecture, at least.
Probably.
And without painting him into a corner.
Probably.
Yeah.
Here, you want to hear some of what Shams said yesterday? I think that's good for context for the discussion here.
Not really, but go ahead and play it anyway.
Great.
I think he's still in his process of evaluating, asking himself some hard questions. And the questions I've heard since the day of the Miles Turner trade and the Damian Lillard stretch and wave is, can I win another championship in Milwaukee? Can I win with this roster, not only next season, but in 2026, 2027? Because in all likelihood, this roster is pretty much going to be the roster both this upcoming year, the year after that, after the Damian Lillard stretch and wave. And so they're going to have a little bit more assets next summer than this summer, but he has to ultimately make that decision. And when he comes around to it, whether it's the first day of training camp, when he shows up big camp, or otherwise, we'll know.
That's one portion of Shams Charania on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman yesterday. You can find the full podcast on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Jesse wants to play a little Take It to the Bank coming up. We can't play that until Tausch has told us about his love of Coors Light.
Oh, I love Coors Light. And whether you're tailgating pregame, if you're out at Red Rocks, out in Colorado, or you're just celebrating a big win after a game, you need a moment to chill. Just crack open that Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light. Brewed with that 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and cold package, so it is made to chill. And boy, saw it everywhere out at TPC yesterday at the ESPN Madison Open. Great partner. We love Coors Light. That's what I always have when I need a moment to chill. Celebrate responsibly, Coors Brewing Company. Yeah, Golden, Colorado.
I do have a question for Tausch as it relates to Corey Ballentine. I will ask him that next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Toscher here, inviting you to Throwback Thursday at the Pizza Hut in Platteville on Thursday, August 7th. From 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Enjoy special throwback prices on pizza, wings, fountain drinks, and more. I'll be at Pizza Hut in Platteville from noon to 2 after Wisconsin's practice, and I've invited some special guests to hang out as well. And when you stop by, enter to win a signed jersey or pizza for a year. Throwback Thursday at Pizza Hut, Thursday, August 7th, exclusively at Pizza Hut in Platteville.
We ask and you answer. Tune in to Jim, Matt, and Molly every weekday 4 to 6. And follow at Jim, Matt, Molly on X to vote in daily poll questions. Presented by Siding Unlimited. Trust Siding Unlimited with your next window and door project.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Summer is here, and your taste buds deserve the best. Carbless is perfect for the pool, the lake, or hanging out by the fire. Full of flavor with 0 sugars, only 100 calories, and made with premium spirits. Don't just settle for something overly carbonated and those flavorless seltzers. Carbless has full flavor with every sip, not just a hint. So when you're ready to take a drink and ready to chill, Carbless is clean, crisp, and won't leave you feeling bloated. Find your bliss today at drinkcarbless.com.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Tracks.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV. Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
Are the Detroit Lions really as close as we think they are?
Yeah, I think the Detroit Lions are right there. And I believe in the culture that head coach Dan Campbell has built in the Motor City. Yeah, I think the Detroit Lions are going to be right there again, vying for NFC supremacy. And I think this is one of the best teams in all of football.
Unsportsmanlike. Weekday mornings from 5 to 9 on 100.5 ESPN.
Siding Unlimited is Wisconsin's leader in Pella window installation. In fact, we are Wisconsin's only Pella Platinum Premier Certified contractor, and we've won Pella's prestigious National Contractor of the Year award 5 times. It's easy to get started. The process starts with homeowners meeting us at Siding Unlimited's amazing showroom on 2018 South Stoughton Road in Madison. Trust me, our showroom is a must-see. Looking for new windows, siding, roofing, and doors? Visit us at sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
I knew that we were going to be getting engaged soon and needed to do some ring shopping. Heard the radio ads of Chalmers and decided, hey, we should give it a shot at Chalmers.
They were just awesome at accepting us through the door and understanding what she wanted in terms of how she wanted it, and they delivered.
Everybody always is telling me how sparkly my ring is. They tell me that they really like the style of the ring and the setting that it's in. I am ecstatic with it.
Thank you, Chalmers.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Before we get to Take It to the Bank, presented by Associated Bank, a question for Old T, and that is this. So Corey Ballentine spent the 22, 23, and 24 seasons with the Packers. I think he joined them off the practice squad about midway through 22. Had a good 23. He started like 6 games that year. That was the first year of the 2 years of Jair Alexander frequently not being available. And then he was with them last year. Started 1 game, but played almost exclusively on special teams. Now we know why they brought him back earlier yesterday, and that is the news of Nate Hobbs' surgery on his knee. Tausch, my question is, when you play for the team and then you leave, whether it's through free agency or them not re-signing you or you're dealing with a ACL comeback, and then you come back. He was with the Colts. Colts signed him in free agency. They cut him last week, and now he's back with the Packers. What's that like? Is it weird? Is it, hey, great to see all my guys. I can reunite with my lawyer partner, Valentine, and renew the Ballentine and Valentine law firm together. What's it? Is there anything awkward, or is it just, hey, it's great to be back?
No,
I wish I would have never left.
It's great to be back, and I think for most guys that I've seen that have left, went somewhere else, and come back, it's always been the same. You don't know how good you have it here. You could go through, and there's a list of guys that I played with that left and came back, and almost every one of them. And now maybe that is because this is their opportunity and potentially the last opportunity in their career. But from a player standpoint, you're always excited when that player comes back because, hey, that's my old buddy. That's a guy I know, and you know who that player is. That player understands the expectations and what is demanded of you at that organization. So in a perfect world, yeah, you never get cut, you never leave. You just grow, blah blah blah. But the NFL is not that. So when you're a journeyman type guy and you get an opportunity to go back to someplace you had some good experiences at, you know the players, you know the people, it makes that transition a heck of a lot easier, and that typically allows you to play a lot freer and better. So all things considered, these are the cases where I think everybody, especially for that first day, are excited that, hey, my guy is back. Mm-hmm. He knows what is expected. Let's get to work. It's not that waiting out period, seeing if, especially in August when there's a lot of bodies floating through the building. It's nice when you see a familiar face.
Time now for a little Take It to the Bank, presented by Associated Bank.
Take It to the Bank is presented by Associated Bank. And while we're talking about Nate Hobbs, we'll start with Nate Hobbs. Tausch, you ready to take it to the bank? Nate Hobbs will start Week 1 for the Green Bay Packers against the Detroit Lions, even dealing with this injury.
Well, unfortunately, I was not at Ashwaubenon High School today, and I didn't get to read the scans off the back of Doc McKenzie's beautiful Chevy Tahoe that I hope he got from Zimbrick Chevrolet here in Sun Prairie. I would argue if it's just a small meniscus and it's something you can clean up, that's usually a 2-week deal. Or 33 days out. That's 4 weeks and some change. If he has no setbacks, you can take it to the bank. He'll be back.
I am not taking it to the bank. I'm going to very carefully keep my pennies in my jar, and then if by the time the Black Crows take the stage, Nate Hobbs has gotten ample work and shown that he's fine, then I'll reconsider my position. But I'm sorry. 33 days. I don't know what the minimum Tausch is of days you can have between a surgery and playing 75 snaps in an NFL football game.
Seen guys do it in a week. Seen guys have surgery on a Monday and play on a following Sunday.
At corner.
No. It's different.
Okay. Offensive linemen play through a hell of a lot.
It's a month. You get 33 days. Surgery happened. Clean it up. There's always risks of setbacks, no question. But as we sit here today, I feel pretty good that he'll be available.
Okay. I am not taking that to the bank. What's next, Jesse?
ESPN Chicago's David Kaplan appearing on Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio this morning with Evan Canty and Michelle. He also appeared on Jim, Matt, and Molly last week on ESPN Madison. He has really been parading this take that the Green Bay Packers will finish last in the NFC North. Take it to the bank, and this is by request of a texter. Are we going to talk about the silly radio host from Chicago saying the Packers will finish last? Take it to the bank. The Packers will finish in any position but last in the NFC North this year.
Yes, take it to the bank. And now, again, stuff can happen, but as we sit here today on the 5th of August, I just look at everything else. Where is there the most stability in head coach, quarterback, coordinator than anywhere else? And to me, Detroit's the favorite in the division. They've won it. They deserve that right. But that can be snatched from them on opening night. Could be sitting here, Sunday night, whatever day after the Counting Crows and the Black Crows and the Sabbath and everybody else plays. If Green Bay beats Detroit handily at Lambeau, there are going to be conversations in Detroit saying, oh, boy, we miss Ben. Oh, we miss Glenn. We miss Jen. We miss Len. They miss them all. Anybody end. And maybe it is the end to the reign of supremacy that the Detroit Lions have had the last couple of years in the North. It ain't going to be about Green Bay finishing 4th. Green Bay would have to fill their britches to finish 4th. I said it with Evan. I'll say it again. I think they are the least likely team to finish 4th of these 3 other teams.
Yeah, unless they are just snowed under by injuries.
I think even if you factor that in, like Malik Willis is going to win. Malik Willis is 3-0 last year.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he's going to win a championship. But you ain't gonna fall on your face like you will if Jared Goff gets hurt. Detroit's deuces be.
I don't want to belittle what Malik Willis did because I like him a lot.
Seems like you're going to though.
No, I'm not. The wins are wins. But what do the Indianapolis Colts, the Tennessee Titans, and the Jacksonville Jaguars all have in common? They're all bad teams from the AFC South.
They stink.
So if he has to beat the Steelers, the Ravens, and let's give him the Browns, does he go 3-0 with 2 of those games on the road? I don't know. Maybe he does still. But I wasn't even thinking about Love. I'm talking about, if they have to play without Josh Jacobs or we saw. Look, you were right about the San Francisco 49ers last year. You were right. But part of the reason you were as right as you were is because they were decimated by injury too. The Detroit Lions still managed to go 15-2, but most of their defense was in the hospital. Right? If we're being fair? If they have Aiden Hutchinson, are they playing in a Super Bowl? I don't know, maybe. Right? I'm just saying there is a world where the Packers have the wrong injuries and they end up 6-11 and they are in last place in the NFC North. I don't think that's going to be the outcome. And I think as much as I love the Cat Man, I think he knows that this is red meat for his fan base and it incurs the ire of Packers fans, which is why he's appearing on our programs. And he's doing great. He's so good at what he does. But I don't believe the Green Bay Packers are finishing in last place. And I agree with what you said, Evan, which is if I were to pick any team out of this group of 4 that is least likely to end up in last place, they're the ones I'm picking. So that's it.
It would go Chicago, Minnesota would be heavy favorites to finish 4th. Then I would put Detroit And then I'd put Green Bay.
I agree, 100%. If J.J. McCarthy stinks, I don't care how much other good stuff they got going on up there.
And that deflates a football team.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's Take It to the Bank presented by Associated Bank.
Don't be shocked when Kirk Cousins ends up playing against the G&G up here in November as a Minnesota Vikings QB. Don't be shocked.
That would be interesting. He does have a history of winning at Lambeau Field as well, and tying once. Associated Bank, there are no ties with them. They are the best when it comes to customer service. They didn't have to share any of those awards. They won them outright, and it's because early pay, they've got credit monitoring, they've got fraud protection. They're all top of the line. And on top of that, Badgers checking, Brewers checking, Packers checking, and they're the official bank of the Packers. So go to AssociatedBank.com to find out more. Whoa, Nelly is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here reminding you that from farm to table, there's no better product and no better taste than Grassland Dairy. I think it's safe to say that Green Bay's run of quarterback success over the last 3 decades has been the best in all of football. But even more impressive than that, the outstanding run that Grassland Dairy has been serving up delicious taste and high-quality butter since 1904. That's over 5 generations. Grassland's commitment to quality and excellence starts with the way farmers care for their cows and carries through every step of the process. They're proud to offer a wide range of reliable, delicious, nutritious dairy ingredients as they have for all these years. Butter better with better butter. There's no better product and no better taste than Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy, crafting butter for 5 generations. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
The Milwaukee Brewers, the Atlanta Braves.
Hit deep into right field. It's flying. It's gone. Isaac Collins, a 3-run home run for the Rookie of the Month.
Tonight on 100.5 ESPN.
Attention, business owners and executives. Looking for a bank that's invested in your community as you are? Look no further than Starion Bank. As a Dane County community bank, Starion offers competitive deposit and loan rates while actively supporting local initiatives. Visit a business banker at one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, and Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, full-service business banking, lending, and cash management.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on August 5th.
Curio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Atlanta Braves.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh my goodness, third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Tune in August 5th at 6:15 on WISE TV in Madison, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Bringing summer gatherings to the next level is just another thing we do at Celebrations Entertainment. Hi, it's Jeffrey. With rental items like sound equipment, photo booths, and even yard games, you can make your event the party that everyone talks about. Any event like graduation parties, block parties, or even a backyard barbecue can be elevated with fun, interactive items to make everyone ask, hey, how'd you pull this off? Just tell them celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Need new tires? For a limited time at Zimbrick Honda, you can buy 3 tires and get the 4th for only $1. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Milwaukee baseball was born in the Emerald City, but any ties to the Pacific Northwest were cut loose decades ago. Pella has an interesting history as well, born in Pella, Iowa, but their century-long history of crafting quality windows and doors there continues to this day. Designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance, get long-term energy savings and durability that lasts for years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Order by August 31st and get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
We're on the Badgers.
All of these folks that put these projections into the world, I don't think they have them winning 6 games.
Because we're on Wisconsin Sports.
Let this team prove that these projections are bunk.
This is 100.5 ESPN.
I feel like I may have left a little too much time for Whoa Nelly. Usually we keep it short for you, Jesse. You have enough material, or does Tausch have to distract us?
Oh, no, we're good today. I got to get after somebody today.
Well, now I'm interested. Time now for Whoa Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa Nelly
on Wilde and Tausch.
So we had a lot of fun yesterday at the ESPN Madison Open at TPC Wisconsin, presented by Coors Light. As our day was wrapping up, Jim, Matt, and Molly were on the air out at TPC Wisconsin. And I caught the very end of their show where a certain Jim Rutledge, noted Cubs fan, by the way, Jim Rutledge, who I thought at one point claimed he was becoming a Brewers fan now and then suddenly ended up being a Cubs fan again this year. That's interesting how that played out. He was getting after me. And somehow Alex Strofe, I don't know what Strofe did to be in on this, but
I don't know, but I kind of like this.
I did start it, so I guess yeah. So last week, Jim, Matt, and Molly crew was talking about the trade deadline. Like, they were on the air as the Brewers trade deadline came and went. And they made a couple of moves for some pitchers. Didn't get the bat that Jeff Passan said they were one bat away from being serious World Series contenders when he joined us July 7th. Well, since then they've been obviously the best team in baseball. They still are the best team in baseball, and they're now 3 games up on the Cubs. But yesterday, they were getting after me, specifically Jim, for celebrating a Brewers sweep over the Washington Nationals where they set a franchise record for hits in a 3-game series. One of the ways that I celebrated that was by quote tweeting a Jim, Matt, and Molly post from last week saying that the Brewers failed by not getting a bat before the trade deadline. I said, the Brewers don't have enough offense. And I did that thing where you do like some uppercase, some lowercase letters, so it makes it look like it's crazy. So I did that, and I quote tweeted their post from last week. Say, the Brewers don't have enough offense. Best team in baseball. Franchise record for hits in a 3-game series. Last night they beat the Braves 3-1. My old question here is, am I a loser for celebrating when the Brewers sweep a bad team? Because that was their whole thing. It's pathetic to celebrate when you sweep the 3rd worst team in baseball. They did it in historic fashion. Of course, what am I going to do? They win games and just sit here with my hands under my butt saying, okay, whatever. That's what they're supposed to do.
My hands under my butt?
Yeah, you sit on your hands. Like, is that what you're supposed to do when your team is good and winning games against bad teams? I don't think that's what you're supposed to do, but it seems like it's pretty, I don't know, loserville to be saying, we're going to celebrate and winning against the National. That's fun. Seems ridiculous.
Why did this hit such a nerve for you?
I don't know, but it did, clearly.
Like, you're a Brewers fan. Nobody's arguing that. Packer fan, I think we can argue because you gave up on them and went to the
It's true.
The Brewers you've stuck with you through your dad's ushering and everything else, the tough times. You should celebrate. This is a season to celebrate what Milwaukee is doing. It's another fantastic regular season. Enjoy it. And why does it bother you that Jim, their team is falling apart? Their pitcher that they brought in, didn't he hurt himself and he's not even available? I saw Old boy jumping on the swing. He usually does it just for the Bears. He's swinging for the Cubs now.
Sylvie.
The Brewers are in their head. I don't understand why this struck a nerve with you. Like, celebrate victories in life. You know, why does this bother you?
That's what I'm saying.
No, but why is it bothering you?
Because why would you not celebrate victory?
Why does it
makes
bother
no sense.
you?
Sports is about winning games.
Okay, but why does it bother you that Jim is getting after you about it?
He's in your head.
He's in my head, I
Why,
guess.
though?
Yeah. Because it's aggravating. Because it's the last thing you hear going into a Brewers broadcast on ESPN Madison, the new home of the Brewers. Maybe we're the good luck charm here in 2025.
Certainly weren't for volleyball.
Being the home of the... Well, that's true, but we put it all on the Brewers. The last thing you hear going into a game in Atlanta after coming off a sweep and having a Rookie of the Month crown, and then he hits a 3-run home run last night to propel the team to victory, the last thing you hear is, you shouldn't be celebrating winning a game. They should beat the Nationals. They should beat the Braves. Okay, but like the Packers play the Colts and they beat them. We still hey, it's still a win. You took care of business.
We'll say, hey, they stink. You don't get too excited. But, yeah, always celebrate for 24 hours. In the NFL, you can't compare to Major League Baseball. The flip
Too many
scripts. Games. Flip scripts. Script flips, however you want to put it. Baseball, 3 games a lot. Celebrate and move on. Yeah, I have no problem with you celebrating a big, fat, series sweep against a god-awful team. That's what you're supposed to do.
Jesse, it pains me to do this. Because the setup was really long there, by the way.
I know.
I felt like it for a second. He actually forgot what he was talking about, and then he had to come back around.
Nelly! Took a circuitous route.
Yes.
Had the Brewers not won that series or swept that series in historic offensive production fashion, would you have celebrated in the same way?
Probably not.
I would predict no.
No.
Right.
But when you do
I think
it
was
that
the way they did it that caused you to take that approach, and in that way, I believe you are justified.
Score 16 runs with some of your best players out of the lineup on Friday night. Pocket pancake.
Whoa, Nelly!
Okay. There's a real reason why I'm irritated by what Jim, Matt, and Molly are getting
Why
at.
is it taking you 10 minutes to get to it?
Sometimes you need to talk to someone
All
for
right.
a little while to
That's
uncover
fair.
some things.
Okay.
Tier 1 Tyler texts me every time Jim, Matt, and Molly are getting after the Brewers from 4 to 6 on ESPN Madison. He says, oh, my God, they're talking about the Brewers again. They don't know anything about the Brewers. That's what this is really all about.
So,
Tier 1 Tyler texts me every time Jim, Matt, and Molly are being critical of the Brewers for being the best team in baseball. And I think they need to check themselves from 4 to 6 on ESPN
Before
Madison.
they wreck themselves.
I think what you need to do is go on their show.
I agree.
And just have a conversation with them.
Vehement conversation.
Yes. Just go on their show and have at it.
Whoa, Nelly! Let loose.
I'll have to be invited. I don't know if that's going to happen.
Invite yourself. You do that for other stuff.
J.J. McCarthy is going to start for the Minnesota Vikings in their preseason opener Saturday afternoon, 3 p.m. on NFL Network. My question for you, fellas, how much preseason football besides a Green Bay Packers game will you watch? None or a itty little bit?
I watch some if it's like, maybe, is there a Sunday night game? Saturday I can't. I won't be available. The Packers game we'll have to figure out tape and go about it doing that way. Yeah, outside of that, preseason football has lost its luster. Like, I don't know how much luster there was, but there's just not a ton that you glean when it becomes your starters and everything else. There's some bottom end stuff that I think gets worked out, and guys can emerge and give themselves chances to have a chance to make teams. But I'll be curious what Matt LaFleur ends up doing with Jordan Love and his guys, but J.J. McCarthy needs to play. So I think if I'm a Vikings fan, I'm a heck of a lot more intrigued with the preseason than I am as a Packer fan this preseason.
To answer your question, there's no Sunday night game this week, but next week, Bills-Bears, 7 o'clock.
Bills-Bears.
On a Sunday night. That one, that's Bears are playing. You could turn into that one for a minute or two.
Yep.
I would say this. I will watch more than either of you will watch.
Is it because you're laid up?
No, I like to have the games on when I'm writing. With my foot elevated, yes. It's interesting. The Packers play 7 p.m. this Saturday noon the following Saturday in Indy, and then 3 p.m. the Saturday after that at home against the Seahawks. So 3 different times all on Saturday.
The guys want Thursday games. They want to have that Thursday at the end and then have the long weekend with cuts and everything and then get back to it.
That's not what they have.
No, I know.
I believe they changed that, though. I think they basically finish a week earlier now.
They get an extra week, yeah.
So, but I'll watch more. And I really want to watch however many snaps Caleb Williams plays. I want to watch those.
Why? You think that's going to tell you everything you need to know?
Well, much like you told me that Nate Hobbs is very physical, I like to watch people that impact the Packers.
You see that video of him throwing so badly?
Yeah. And then throwing a tantrum. He threw the tantrum better than he threw those 3 balls that missed the net. Am I right?
Good hotkey.
That's
a pretty good hotkey drop, Jesse.
Thanks, Tausch.
Being an expert on hotkeys, that was pretty good.
Expert seems strong. All right, is that all you got?
You want to talk about the Cleveland Browns having 5 quarterbacks on their roster now?
Well, they've got some guys with some sore shoulders.
They do. Tyler Huntley, the latest to join the collection of Browns quarterbacks.
Yeah, how many? You know the old saying: if you say you've got 2 quarterbacks, you've got none.
Mm-hmm.
How many quarterbacks do you have when you have 5?
That'd be 10, right? Double.
No, that's not how that works.
Fuzzy math. I don't know what they're doing there. I think they're tanking for
another quarterback.
Yeah, I think that's what they're doing.
The rumor has it, and this would be juicy.
Oh,
Arch and Saban to Cleveland next year. Saban was the D coordinator for Belichick. Saban's won big in college, never won big in the pros. Belichick is doing the oppo. He's doing the Saban. Saban's going to do the belly. That'd be juicy. Be real juicy.
That is juicy. I don't have a segue for that. We'll wrap things up next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Bruner Realty, providing excellent real estate and property management services in the Madison area for over 30 years. Contact their team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to get housed today. New OC Jeff Grimes impacting Wisconsin's offensive unit before kickoff. A hands-on tactic, keeping tabs with each position group. Offensive lineman Riley Molman taking notice and recognizing the difference it's made.
Coach Grimes has been awesome. It's really that he's not with a specific position. He's really free to help coach every position. So you're kind of hearing a little bit from him in the O-line room. Then he goes to tight ends, QBs, and he's really sharing his knowledge and sharing the love around kind of the whole offense, which I think helps make it a more cohesive group.
For long-lasting comfort and reliability, our craftsmen make it easy to trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Right now, get 0% interest for up to 5 years at PellaWI.com.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
When it comes to your health, do you want to buy something online or do you want to meet with someone local? A local doctor with a family-owned business that cares about you. That's right, you want to meet with Nestor Rodriguez and Ashley Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. You have questions about cryotherapy, red light therapy, hormone replacement treatments, GLP-1s, or you just want to have a great workout. Carbon World Health is there for you. They have a new location in Sun Prairie and they have their original location in Madison. So when it comes to your health, there's nowhere better to go than Carbon World Health in Madison and now in Sun Prairie.
Hey, it's John Hayes, owner of Goodman's Jewelers. Come in and discover the high standards, classic traditions, honesty, integrity, and elegance when you walk through our doors. For over 90 years, customers have returned again and again to our warm boutique setting. Trust me, because I've been there for over 40 of them. Whether it's time to come back or your first time in, stop by Goodman's Jewelers at 220 State Street today. Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
You love choices.
Like your choices with a Sweeto metal roof.
Choose standing seam or high-profile steel shingles that come in a variety of styles that last a lifetime.
Put a Sweeto metal roof on and take the worry off with choices.
I'm Mike.
And Mary Sweeto. Enjoy the long-lasting architectural strength and beauty of a Sweeto metal roof.
SWITA metalroofing.com.
Sweeto Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
We're on the Packers.
The last 4 or 5 games are going to be very difficult.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
But I still think they can get 11 wins out of this schedule.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
Something yesterday. I can't remember if it was in the YouTube comments or a tweet to the show account. I think it was in the YouTube comments. We were talking about Romeo Dobbs again, and someone accused us of being insensitive to his mental health by discussing his future and bringing up last year's episode. That bothered me. And I'm bringing up Romeo Dobbs because, if you recall yesterday, the context of that conversation was that he had a really good family night and he had a really good week. And Wes Hodkowitz, who, unlike me, is at practice, reports that Romeo Dobbs just had a 55-yard touchdown from Jordan Love on a deep post.
Nice.
The reason we talk about that situation where he chose not to go to work and that it didn't make a lot of sense because he had played the most snaps of any wide receiver and had 2 fewer targets than the co-leaders in targets after 4 games, which were Dontavion Wicks, who'd had like some outlandish amount, like 10 in one game the week before, and Jaden Reed, is that not that we're insensitive to him or that he did something ill-advised and had a mental health issue, whatever we want to call it. And I do believe I said it's unfortunate that he didn't have somebody to talk to in that moment who could say, dude, you can't not go to work. The point here is that it doesn't matter if it's insensitive or not, Tausch. It changes the way the team looks at him. And if he still gets a contract extension from the Packers, that would indicate to me that what they see from him this season was so encouraging that they were willing to say, okay, we're going to chalk that up to a mistake or a mental health episode or whatever else. But guess what? The NFL is not sensitive. It's not a sensitive place. They don't care about your feelings. I wouldn't make it in the NFL. And while the Packers have ample things going on in their facility to help guys through mental health issues. They have Dr. Carr on staff. When I talked to Dontavion Wicks early last week, he was talking about how, he was counting opportunities and targets and snaps, and he was in a bad mental place, and he went to Dr. Carr to work through it. That is not what Romeo did. I'm not faulting him. I'm just telling you he didn't do it. And now he's sitting there having a good camp, and I still find myself wondering if he's going to get the opportunity to stay here. Don't you wonder the same thing?
Yeah, I mean, this is a tough business, and it's a tough job, and I think that the NFL has gotten better about helping people with, issues that come up, and this, the psychological part of football is a lot harder than the physical part. Mm-hmm. You get tested in a lot of ways, and you're not going to pass every test, but there are certain parameters that it is very difficult to overcome. Romeo, whatever happened and however it played out, that is something that is going to be very difficult for the front office to say, awesome, we're going to move along. Can it happen, and can he have a great season? Sure, but he's got a long road to get there, and maybe he's starting to climb it right now. Maybe he'll get there, and I hope he does, because then that typically means good things have happened.
That's it for us today. We survived without me at practice. See how tomorrow goes. I'm still listed as questionable. I'll talk to Doc McKenzie when he's not dealing with more important people than me, and we'll find out if I can make it to practice at some time this week. That's it for us today, though. Thanks for coming along for the ride. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcast.